plan because of our family's fourth generation connections, direct importing and operating out of an office instead of a typical retail location. If you want something special in a diamond, a wholesale price, and to have the owner personally involved in your special diamond, call my dad, Diamond Dave.
Call Diamond Dave at 480-397-2450 or follow him on Instagram at Diamond Dave, Kantor.
Your home has gone way up in value, but have you taken advantage of it? This is Rob Canyor with a phenomenal opportunity to tap into some of your home equity, earning tax-free income and eliminating your mortgage payment while staying in your home as long as you want. With home prices leveling off, don't wait to learn more about the new reverse mortgage. This is a safe and proven money-saving and tax-free income opportunity for homeowners age 62 and older. Call me, Reverse Rob, and learn more today at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
I mean, my king, you're up early.
Awake, Merlin. I've had a dream that needs interpretation.
Sorry, he turned into an owl and flew the coop 4 days ago.
Good sorcerers, seers, and mystics are hard to come by anymore. And given the inevitable uncertainties of life, insuring against calamity is always the smarter play. From benefits and workers' comp to home, business, and group health insurance, Cole Hayes Insurance will secure your future. For a free quote, visit mycommercialinsurance.com.
Think for a moment about how much time you spend planning your vacation. Now, think about how much time you spend planning for retirement. Maybe it's time to change your focus. Maybe it's time to take a trip.
I'm Mo Ansari, host of Market Wrap and president of Compact Asset Management. My team of certified financial planners uses a target retirement income planning model, or TRIP. TRIP is an important tool which we use to evaluate investment strategies and lifetime income products. Then we use that information to determine the best strategy that could provide you with the financial security you seek and the peace of mind you deserve. Call Compact Asset Management at 1-800-388-9700 for your comprehensive, customized TRIP report with specific recommendations designed just for you. Call 1-800-388-9700. That's 1-800-388-9700.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor, funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA, SIPC.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down. Because it's time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Wednesday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Today, we have a pair of GCU tickets to give away. That's right.
All right.
They're hosting Stephen J. Cannell, 6 p.m. on Saturday.
Stephen F. Austin. Yeah, Stephen F.
It's not the guy who does the TV shows and
No.
Magnum PI and Love Boat?
No.
Unfortunately, no. I don't think we're going to be able to give these tickets away then.
Stephen F. Austin. Yeah, that's
right,
the name of the school.
Whatever. But we've got the tickets for you to go enjoy the Havoc and that game Saturday at 6 p.m. Also will be broadcast here on 1580 The Fanatic. Today I am going to use the random number generator. We're just going to say, if you want to go to the GCU game, text in GCU. We're just going to do it the cheap and easy way. And then, at the end of the show, we'll do a random number generator from all the people who've texted in saying GCU. And we'll see who wins the tickets. Simple as that. Going to make it easy.
So all you're saying is that all the people have to do to pre-register and qualify to try to win these tickets is just text in the text line and just simple text GCU.
Well, caps will help because I'll be looking through and writing stuff down. So don't do it in like little teeny letters or anything. But yeah, GCU. That's it. That's all I need. And we'll do a random number generator at the end of the show. Now, we would have gone with the phone call, but Keon, he damaged his ear canal when he took 7 calls yesterday.
Oh, boy.
He was ailing and complaining about having to take 7 calls. So he's now on today. The injured reserve right there. So, but anyway, Stephen F. Austin
Yeah,
is coming to
Stephen S. Stephen F.
PH.
Austin.
God damn it, there's a PH there.
Yeah, I know.
I swear to
I know. We've run into this before, Jeffco. Yeah.
Whatever they say, fine. GCU game tickets, just text in GCU. 888-368-1580. Mr. Wilbur says they're hosting Steve Austin, the $6 million man.
No, Stephen F.
I feel like that also would be better. Yes. But
Steve
no.
Austin, the $6 million STEVE, Steve Austin.
And before the fourth dimension does this, I'm going to cut you off right now. They are also not hosting Stone Cold Steve Austin.
No,
it is
no.
Stephen F. Austin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You sure it's
maybe they're related?
Stone Cold, Stephen S.
That's not his music. That's that other guy's music.
That's John
Cena.
Cena.
Yeah.
I only know this because every time I don't know what the hell's going on. Why you play that? I still don't understand why you play it.
Well, I mean, something's going to happen when that music starts. Something amazing happens.
You start that music. Keon starts doing some weird gang signs. I don't know what the hell is going on.
It's the John Cena. You can't see me.
Well, do it slow. Do it slow so I see what the hand signal.
There is no hand signal.
It looks like you're doing like I don't know. So it's supposed to be like this.
Yeah.
Why can't you see him?
I don't know why, but you can't see him.
Yeah.
I got news for you. You big dumb redneck wrestler fella. I see you. It's kind of hard not to see you.
I don't think that John Cena's a big redneck.
I don't know. He looks pretty red.
Isn't he in those? Is that credit commercials? Credit cow or whatever it is with the purple cow.
Cash Money says he couldn't calculate finances or interest rates, even if he had a day to do it.
I don't think he has to. He's so rich, he has people that does that for him, sort of like you.
It's not the point. It's not the point.
He doesn't have to do math.
I can do math. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
my wife says I look kind of like John Cena. I'm like, what are you talking about?
I can see that. I can see it. Yeah.
I think it's just the jawline. I don't know.
Well, you do have that strong Irish jaw of yours.
Mm-hmm. I don't think he's Irish.
You fill out a T-shirt mighty fine as well. I mean,
well, in the wrong way, but yeah.
Cena does. You know what I'm saying?
I wish you couldn't see me some days when I burned that T-shirt. So, TCU? No, GCU, Mr. Pringle. You have typed in the wrong thing. Gotcha there, Bucking Job. Gotcha there. King Kittens, is that you trying to enter the contest, or are you just stating that GCU is a fortress with exceptional security? I don't know. I went there. I didn't notice the security, but I'm also not looking for ways of getting around the security. So, are you casing the joint, King Kittens? I don't know what you're going to take from there. I don't know what you'd steal from the GCU. What do you mean exceptional security? CK says, good afternoon, fellas. Randy, beer me, please. One day closer. One day
closer to.
I don't know. Oh, by the way, today is February 1st. Don't forget to pay your rent. Seriously, you don't need them late charges. Don't forget to. Wednesday is a weird day of the week to have to pay your rent. You're not thinking about that. You're thinking about what you're doing this week. So
that's true.
Today, don't forget to pay your rent or mortgage. Just saying.
Very important.
CK says one day closer to the Renaissance Festival and the Arizona Rattlers. And, well, he was asking for that, and I wasn't going to read that. But that's what he wanted. Please don't ever do that again.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Boogie says, Jeffrey, I'd say you look like John Cena, but I can't see you.
See what he did there?
I just don't get how this works. I guess if Superman can wear glasses and people are like, who the hell's that guy? I guess this works for John Cena. So glad I don't watch fake wrestling.
He's making a killing with that AI cow of his. Yeah.
I don't even know what that commercial's for, to be honest.
Credit Karma? I don't know. It's for
some sort of credit.
The
credit cow. The purple cow is a credit cow.
I'll put cash money on it. He doesn't know what it's about either. Big George says, hello, gentlemen. Happy Wednesday. It's a sad day. Is it? Is it really? He says the GOAT has officially retired, and this time he says for good. Rest in peace, Craig Olson on the Fox telecast. I actually thought he was pretty good. Kevin Burkhardt, not that good. All right, so let's talk about this. Yes, everybody's already talked this to death, I am sure, but it is a true story, at least at this moment. Tom Brady says, all right, I'm out. I'm retiring. This time I mean it. And he got a little choked up in his little video. And then there's people saying, wait a minute, he couldn't have recorded that at 6 a.m. He pre-recorded this another day. Who cares? Who cares? Whether it's a promo sort of thing where he's trying to get people's attention for the 80 for Brady movie, whether it's him seriously saying, yeah, I thought about it this time for real. I'm retiring. No matter what it is, who cares? Okay. He says he's retired for good. He might be farving it. He may not be. But at this moment, I'll tell you who's screwed more than anybody. It's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's the people you got to really feel sorry for.
I thought it was Greg Olson because he's losing his job.
Well, he's going to still get to do a broadcast. They're not firing him. They're not kicking him to the curb. They're just kicking him to the B team.
Well, I mean, he might be better off instead of working with that smarmy, what's his name? What
Kevin
was it? Guy?
Burkhardt.
Kevin Burkhardt. He's smarmy.
Yeah.
Smarmy.
Yeah, but no. Don't you worry about Greg Olson. He'll be fine.
All right.
They're going to move the chairs around. I'm going to say this again. I don't think Tom Brady should be doing color commentary. He should be in the studio. I think he's a better studio analysis person than he would be sitting there doing a game. And he has to watch the trajectory of Tony Romo. When Tony Romo first got out of football, he knew everything. He knew it. It's Tony Romo Stradamus or whatever they called him. And yeah, because he was so closely still connected to it. Then over the years, he's not that good at predicting crap anymore, is he? Because it's fallen apart for him. In fact, now this last weekend, people are just trashing him.
Yeah, he used to be on the money. And now it's like, it's still 50-50. I mean, which is still pretty incredible when you consider how long he's been out of the game.
Right,
but
you get to 50-50, you stop. Because now you sound half the time stupid. You're getting on people's nerves.
Yeah, I was watching the game Sunday, and I was like, oh my God, he was right. And I was like, oh, I'm surprised by this.
Well, so he should probably knock that off. And Tom Brady, I'm sure, has watched Tony Romo's career, and I'm sure that competitive spirit that Tony Romo did so well. Tom Brady wants to have that same sort of thing. I'm telling you, it's a short-lived thing, Tom Brady. You should have started in the studio.
I was watching 30 for 30 on the Tuck Rule. And on it was like a documentary style thing where they were interviewing Tom Brady and Rob Woodson. Okay, and they were in Tom's house, I guess, in the Miami area or whatever, Tampa Bay area, and they were breaking down the game between the Raiders and the Patriots when the whole Tuck Rule thing happened. Now, Tom was sitting there talking about some of the things from that game, and that was several years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Tom was breaking it down pretty damn nicely.
Okay.
I think he's going to be fine. He was bringing up things that you don't hear normal color analysts bring up.
Like his pile of stuff to pull from is going to run out. Tony Romo's pile of stuff to pull from has run out. And what I mean is being able to look at a defense and being able to look at a scheme, being able to think of what was the best offensive move here, where it might have been that, the couple of years after he retired. Now it does not always match up. And the same thing will happen to Tom Brady. It's not that Tom Brady's no good. It's not that Tony Romo's no good. The times change, and you have to be able to study and see them change. I don't think Tony Romo has been doing his homework to continue to be the Tony Romo that people are expecting.
And that's my point exactly. I think Tom enjoys breaking down film. I think he'll be fine as an analyst because he loves the game. He's a student of the game. And I think he will do much better than Tony. Let's face it. Tony Romo is that kid, that was sitting around and could charm his teachers. That's how he got through school. It wasn't on his brains. It was on the way he could sweet talk his way out of trouble. How the hell do you think a soccer player from a small school ends up being the quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys? It was all, I tell you, it was all just lights and magic and mirrors. That's all it was.
Curious ASU fan says Tom Brady announced he was retiring for good today, huh? All right, I'm going to put money down on June 15th, 2023 as the day he'll announce that he's coming back. Well, I think you're going to have to put an hour on that. If we're going to start this sort of a Tom Brady pool, it shouldn't just be day. It should also be hour of day that he makes that announcement officially, because I feel like a lot of people don't buy this either. I don't know. I don't care. I'm just going to take him at his word. What does he have to gain from this? Or do you think that he's going to talk himself back out of retiring in 40 more days again.
Well, I don't know. I don't think
No.
so.
I think the way this season ended,
Yeah.
or not even ended, the way the whole thing happened. You have a
Yeah, it was
team
a bad season for the
that
Bucks.
a lot of injuries. You had guys that just didn't perform up to the level around him. You had he himself. He looked more beat up than he's ever looked. And I just think if you're going to take that punishment as a 45-year-old man, then there better be a Super Bowl at the end. And I just don't think he sees that.
Well, that's what it came down to. There's like, well, I can keep playing for the Bucks, or I can retire. F you guys, I'm out. Because I don't know, was it he didn't believe in Todd Bowles? He didn't think that they were going to be able to bring in the players that were going to be needed for him to go another year. I think maybe also he's just tired of jumping around on teams. He doesn't want to be that guy. Whatever the case is, he still had some football left in him. I would have taken him on the Colts in a heartbeat. I wouldn't even blinked. I'm just saying he was playing at a high level, not the high level we were used to seeing Tom Brady play at, but still a high or higher level than some of the other guys out there in the league right now. Some guys that might get franchise tagged at $32 million here very shortly. I mean, would you rather have Tom Brady right now or Daniel Jones? And guess what? Daniel Jones is about to get tagged, and he's going to have $32 million in the bank. Tom Brady or Daniel Jones? Who do you take, Keon?
I think
Right
you
now.
take Brady.
Randy,
Brady's still a
Tom-
top 15 guy.
Well, you
Daniel
take Brady.
or Tom?
Sure. No, I take it Brady.
So that's my point. He is still playing at a high level, and he could have gone to another team and made a difference. So I don't know. I don't know what the deal is here, and I don't know if it's permanent. But today, Tom Brady is no longer a. Can I just say one more time? I don't want to get into those arguments. First off, yes, what Joe Montana did in the in the harder days of football and winning the championships that he won, what he went through was a bit harder than what Tom Brady went through. But you can't deny Tom Brady, 7 rings. He is the best football player of all time. And nobody needs to call anybody else the GOAT until somebody shows up and has 7 rings and a good argument, or 8 rings.
Well,
and no
I mean,
argument.
if that's what the basis is, 7 championships, and you throw out all the statistics and numbers and
As
stuff,
the quarterback,
then, sure.
as the
I mean-
leader, not just as the guy who's working concessions or some stupid crap like that.
Yeah,
You know
no,
what I'm saying?
I still think that, like, I don't know. If you get over 5, you get to be in an argument. But
No, you don't.
5 is hard. No one's.
You don't.
He's the only
no.
player with more than 5.
He has 7. You don't get to even be in a conversation about being the GOAT of this football thing until you have 7. 7 is the number, and then there's an argument. 8, you are the winner.
The reason why I would say 5 is we call football the ultimate team sport. Tom Brady was not single playering his way to 7 championships. Adam Vinatieri played a part. You know, that defense played a part. Teddy Bruschi, Bill Belichick. So yes, Tom Brady is the GOAT, and I think that's pretty
He proved
undeniable.
it by going to the Buccaneers,
But
and
it-
immediately getting himself a Super Bowl.
Right,
So-
but that was also a great team. I'm just saying that you don't. I think we do this with quarterbacks where it's like you win a number of Super Bowls, and the more Super Bowls you win, the greater you are. And I think that there's a more complete conversation there, I guess. And so if you have 5, which no one has more than 5 of any position, not just quarterback, then you get to be in the conversation because now you're in the uncharted territory where no one else is. That's
well,
my opinion.
you'll lose that conversation until they have 7. That's all I'm saying. You're going to lose that argument because he's got 7. Yes, he's a cheating son of a bitch. I'm a Colts fan. I'm always going to think that 7 is tainted anyway. Did it make a difference in that game? We'll never know now, will we? His coach was a cheating son of a bitch. He surely benefited
Yeah,
from that.
all I'm saying is-
I can go anti-Tom Brady very easily, but it'd be petty.
You-
He's the greatest football player of all time.
of course.
And if nothing else, in that position.
For sure. But, Jeff Hofstetler has a Super Bowl. Dan Marino has none. If I have to build a team of all-timers, I'm taking Dan Marino. So there
I'm
has
not
to be
doing
something.
this on rings alone. You know that, right?
Yeah.
I'm not basing this on rings alone. Look at his yards. I saw a graphic that showed he's had 3 Hall of Fame careers in one. As it is, if you just diced up his career into 3 chunks, each chunk by itself, Hall of Fame player. He has all of that together. You can't convince me he's not the greatest football player of all time until somebody shows up with similar stats and 8 rings.
And that's the reason why I'm saying around 5, because if you get to 5, your career's gonna look like that. That's just, there's no way you win.
Is this
5.
about LeBron for you?
This has got.
I feel like this is about LeBron.
No,
for you.
I'm not, this has got nothing to do with LeBron. This is more about. I'm thinking about some of the guys that we have that I think are going to go to a lot of Super
Who is
Bowls, like
even
Burrow and
close
Mahomes.
to Tom Brady? Okay, when that happens, we'll talk about it. But right now, who is even close? Who's even close to Tom Brady?
Nobody, which is why I said from the beginning, Tom Brady is the GOAT. I'm not saying
it could be 5 rings, my friend. It's not going to be 5 rings.
I think if you've
because
got
to
5,
get 5 rings, they're going to have similar looking stats to what Tom Brady is doing. Pull the plug says
that's what
Montana, period. Yeah, I mean, listen, he's a manly man, and he did it in a time period where it was harder to do so. He carried that team on his back more than a few times. Is he one of the greatest ever? Yes. Different era. Okay, we can have that conversation too. But sorry, if you compare them, and even if you do an analysis where you give and take for the differences of the time periods, Tom Brady's still walking away with it, man. He's still going to walk away with it. I know it doesn't feel good for Montana fans to hear that, but that's a fact. It's just, you got to take into fact every part of this. You know, are there better players than Tom Brady? Yes. Are there better athletes? Yeah. Have you ever seen him run? Lots of different aspects, you know, defensive guys, offensive guys, receivers, kickers, nobody scored more points than Adam Vinatieri. Nobody. He's just a kicker, you know? So I'm just saying it's not a perfect science. All the respect in the world for Montana didn't wear a tutu. When did Tom Brady wear a tutu?
Never a tutu, but several Uggs ads, if that's anything.
That should be a thing. You might that now your argument is starting to take shape.
Oh boy.
Keep working on that argument. You're getting somewhere.
I'm
admitting shaming Tom Brady.
Tom Brady is the GOAT. I'm not saying he's not. I'm saying that there's some young guys coming up where it's like they may be able to play themselves in that conversation. That's all I'm saying.
Got a bunch of texts on this topic, and we will hit them when we come back. Trust me, we're not spending tons of time on Tom Brady, especially when there's a good chance he's going to come right back anyway. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brian Musburger's action update for Arizona's new home for sports, The Fanatic. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
NBA tonight, the Phoenix Suns home to take on the Atlanta Hawks. Phoenix a point favorite, minus 116 on the money line. Atlanta plus 102 with the over-under of 231.5. The Utah Jazz will be home in Salt Lake City to take on the Toronto Raptors. Utah 3-point favorite, minus 148. Raptors plus 126, over under 230.5. The Houston Rockets, a 5.5-point home underdog to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Houston plus 188. The Thunder minus 225 with an over-under at the Toyota Center, 232.5. Red hot winning picks at experts.winnersandwiners.com. Save 75% when you use the promo code ACTION75. Experts.winnersandwiners.com. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's MediShare. Maybe you've heard switching to MediShare to pay for healthcare can save the typical family $500 a month, and that's huge. But it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch too. The customer satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. MediShare works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need: 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE, 855-51-BIBLE.
Seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. But what you save on gas, you pay for with that electric bill. With all these things being plugged into your house, wouldn't it be nice to save up to 85% on your monthly electric bill? Well, you can do that with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Call Harmon Solar. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
If you are an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits, the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 6 to 8 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by PlayGolfMyrtleBeach.com, the golf capital of the world. Hosts Mark Greenhelch and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
It's time once again for the Harmon Solar 1580 The Fanatic NFL Fan Pick'em Contest. First prize is $1,580 from Harmon Solar. Second prize, a Zebra e-bike from Hemingway. And $500 third prize from Harmon Solar. Sign up today. Go to 1580thefanatic.com. The Harmon Solar 1580 The Fanatic NFL Fan Pick'em Contest. From your home for the NFL in the Valley. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Dave Linder here on 1580 The Fanatic. Tonight, 6:15, right after our show, well, briefly after the show, Villanova will be taking on Marquette in NCAA basketball matchup there. Keon, what kind of game is that going to be right there? Is that a good one, or should people just do something else?
No, I think it's going to be a good one. I think Marquette is ranked. Villanova isn't, but Villanova is, a perennial, college basketball tournament team. And as long as they have that reputation where they don't have Jay Wright anymore as head coach, but as long as they have that reputation, they recruit well, they work the transfer portal well. No, Villanova is always a threat.
All right, well, that's on at 6:15 p.m. So, of course, everybody's coming out of the woodwork to have comments about Tom Brady, say things about Tom Brady. I don't think we need to go too deep into that. Everybody knows how you feel about the Tom Brady there. But Bob Kraft said something that caught my ear. He says, there's no other quarterback of Tom Brady's ilk. Not a word you hear very much.
Not usually,
ilk.
No, ilk.
In what way?
I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out if I have an ilk.
Well, knowing Bob Kraft, I mean, when he says ilk, I think he only means it one way.
I don't think anyone's ever used it that way.
Can ilk be used that way?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Did he ask somebody to ilk him?
No, I just he's ilk. I mean, think about it for a second.
I have thought about it for a couple of seconds.
It rhymes with milk.
Yeah, the girls probably should have said, go ilk yourself. Nice. We're not doing it.
Sort of I like the cut of his jib.
Yeah. Again.
See what I'm saying?
Do I have a jib?
I've never heard it used that way either.
Cut of his jib.
Wonder what the ilk of my jib is.
Well, if you go like dirty. Ilk of your jib, now you're serious now. You see what I'm saying?
I'm just still trying to figure out if I have an ilk. I don't even know if I have an ilk.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
Okay, there's no blah blah. The I like Jeffrey O'Brien's ilk. It just doesn't
sort of like Jeffrey's got moxie. See what I'm saying?
Well, I don't think you need to play sexy music when somebody says moxie. Because moxie just means they're spunky, energetic, and
I'll say
not. It's been a while for you, hasn't it been, Randy?
What?
It has to have been quite some time for you now, because it seems like you're making everything this.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I like the cut of your ilk, Jeffrey.
I don't think that's how that works.
Yeah,
I don't think words have meaning anymore.
I don't know if I have ilk or jib.
Mm-hmm.
I've been told I have moxie.
I used to work a jib cam every once in a while.
Jib jab, remember that?
Jib jab. Oh yeah, I used that on several occasions.
To send somebody a happy birthday thing?
Oh, happy birthday. I cut a video piece using Jib Jab. Yeah. For I think it was a retirement party. Yeah.
So no other quarterback of Tom Brady's ilk. And I don't believe there ever be one.
Well, we were just talking about Super Bowl rings.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what he means by ilk.
I don't know.
Maybe that's just Bob Kraft's way of saying Tom Brady is a champion.
I'll say this much. This just proves one thing and one thing only.
Yeah.
Bob Kraft is really old. 888-368-1580. And let me get caught up on the text line. Then we've got some good news to tell everybody. Yesterday, I had news that aggravated Randy. I have 2 news stories I think are going to make Randy quite happy today.
Hey, all right.
Nah, you didn't get a coach for the Cardinals yet, at least not that I know of. This has nothing to do with that, but I think you are still going to be happy.
We're going to hire Tom Brady and Peyton Manning are going to be head coaches of the Arizona Cardinals.
No, they're not. Pull the plug says, "Oh, you touched me." Wah, wah. If Brady took half the hits Montana did, he'd have 3 rings. Okay, pull the plug. Okay. CK says TCU and Stone Cold Steve Austin. Let's go. Pinocchio says, "Hey, remember that thing I asked yesterday about Brady and the Niners?" Yeah, let's forget I said that. I'll scroll up. Been hearing Tom Brady to the Niners. Sounds like a Super Bowl front runner. What do you think?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I think that ship just came to a grinding halt.
You know what? Don't feel bad, Pinocchio. A lot of people were thinking something like that might happen with Tom Brady, and nobody was really thinking he was going to retire again. I mean, somebody said it, and I said, "Nah, there's no way." Boy, was I wrong. So don't feel bad. King Kenton says, "Did you all see Gronk in studio this past weekend on Fox?" Yeah. And the IQ of the entire panel dropped 30 points immediately. He's so bad at that. Silly Wabbit says, "Tom Brady said he won't change a thing," which is pretty sad considering he had a failed marriage, in part at least because of his football decisions.
Well,
or because of her decisions to get naked and roll around with the jiu-jitsu guy. Well, you don't know the story.
Well, that's what happens sometimes when you take those jiu-jitsu lessons.
I don't think that's universal that you have to get naked and roll around with your instructor.
It's not.
In fact, that's not how that works. No.
Yeah. Generally. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I caught that too, Silly Wabbit. I wouldn't change a thing. And he looked at the camera like, "I wouldn't change anything." It's like, okay, we get it. Okay, whatever, man. Bala 51 says, "Brady retiring is the best news I've heard in 2023. Now I can still be a Raiders fan knowing he's not going there." Oh, you're just lying to yourself. You are lying to yourself if you really would have said nay to Tom Brady coming out and being your quarterback, at least Raider Nation.
Yeah, because the Raiders have a team that could have done it. You know, like we talked about Daniel Jones. The reason why Tom probably doesn't work in New York is that offensive line is terrible. They would just get him killed. But it's in Vegas. That's not one of the worst offensive lines in the league. It's a pretty good line.
Now, he'd been upright pretty well. Beer Bob says also, look at all the Hall of Fame great players that Montana played with. If you give those comparable players to Tom Brady during the Patriots heydays, dude would have 10 Super Bowl rings. That's a good point. Listen, not taking away anything from Joe Montana, but he had some amazing players around him.
And Tom played for the greatest coach of all time, with the greatest tight end of all time, with one of the best defenses of all time.
Still just not
with at least
weapons,
at least 4 Super Bowls. I'm saying he had Randy Moss, and that was the Super Bowl they lost.
He had half his arm tied behind his back with talent. You know it. Boogie says,
"I disagree."
I saw a guy have his jib cut once. He can't have kids anymore. Ooh, ouch,
that's a different. I don't think that's how that word's used either.
Good Cat says the ilk of your jib is giggle mug door knocker. There's a lot of Irish, I think, in that sentence. Rough Rob says Tom Brady to ASU. Could he still go back to college and play?
I'm just guessing. I don't know, but I don't think he's got any eligibility left. It's just a hunch, though.
I don't know. They let some of these guys play for 8 years, 9 years. Why wouldn't he? There's got to be some home ec class he needs to take or something.
Because he became a professional is probably why you can't
and
go back. Well, that pretty much ends it.
Right.
Well, now, wait a minute.
What?
Wait a minute.
Mhm.
Who was the NBA basketball player that
Yes.
went North Carolina A&M
shirtless
GC?
guy from the Warriors.
J.R.
And
Smith.
he went
Yeah.
back and he joined their golf
Mhm.
squad.
Well, okay.
Yep.
he was a professional.
True. And if Tom
Well
Brady
done,
wanted
Randy.
to go back to ASU to play basketball, he could. He can't play
I don't
football
think
again.
It matters.
Why?
I don't think it matters.
You can't go back and do the same sport because
I
he's,
Prove it.
he's a
call
basketball
horse hockey.
professional.
I
That
want to
is
see it in writing. Prove it.
okay. Do you really need to see it in writing? It's
Here's
in
the
the-
burden of proof. It's on you because we believe Tom Brady could come and be the quarterback for the Arizona State University Sun Devils.
He can't do that because he played football at a professional level, so you can't go back and play
Yeah.
collegiate football.
I call horse hockey.
Yeah, I want to see that in writing.
J.R.
You're gonna
Smith
have to-
played professional basketball and then
you're
went
gonna
back
have
and
to
played
produce.
golf.
You're going to produce some proof of that. We're going to need to see some writings. This can be in an email as long or just send us a link.
We need it in black and white.
I don't know. I worry that Keon will be so much into proving himself right that he'll just type whatever he wants. So I actually just want a link. You better send me a link.
Sure.
To a reputable site, no Wikipedia stuff.
Uh-huh.
I feel like Tom Brady could be the quarterback for ASU this year. I think it's a good idea. Fifth letter says Tom Brady is currently playing with his jib right now. Well, I mean, what else are you going to do when you're retired?
Wow.
Rough Rob says, no, Tom Brady's just going to go back to ASU for the co-eds. That dude don't need to go to college for co-eds. They're
No.
going to come to him.
Yeah.
No
pretty
matter
sure.
what.
Pretty
All
sure.
right, so here is the good news. Here's the good news. Randy, you needed some good news. I can
Okay.
tell. I can see.
All right, I'm ready.
After yesterday, when Sean Payton didn't come to the Arizona
Yeah,
Cardinals and stuff, and when NASCAR made a dumb rule dumb, well, this came out of nowhere. I did not have this on the old dance card.
All right.
Jaden Rashada. This is a guy who was supposed to be playing for another school. He signed with Florida, and he was supposed to get like $13.5 million
Yes.
in NIL,
Yes.
which means name and likeness.
Uh-huh.
So he was getting paid to go. He showed up, and they went, "Hey, welcome. About the money." Just kidding. And he, what? So he decided, okay, well, I'm decommitting from Florida. He has committed to Arizona State University.
What?
That's right. Huge commitment to ASU right there. Number 31 prospect out of Pittsburgh High School in Pittsburgh, California. And yep, he is now a Sun Devil. How about that?
So is he getting 13 million from the NIL
You have
money
to
from ASU?
Yeah, you have to imagine that's probably happening. Yeah. I don't know how it works, but yeah.
Well,
it's
chalk one up for the good guys then.
it's a
Way to go,
collective.
Dillingham.
Yeah, he's done an incredible job. I think he deserves a ton of credit for what he's done in the short amount of time that he's been the head coach of that program.
Couple months in, and bam, we got ourselves a number 31 prospect.
Yeah.
So
and
tell us about this kid. What do we know about him? How is he? Is he going to start? Is he the future of ASU football for a few years? What's going on here?
You sure hope so, because when he was going to Florida, the plan was, or the hope was, he'd compete to start right away. You know, he's a year one kind of guy, big, strong quarterback, 6'4", 175, 4-star. I believe he was the 7th quarterback in the draft, in the recruiting class rather, for the year that he graduated. You know, I think that for a lot of those things, I think you want him to come out and be immediately ready to play. I think that's the plan for him. And for ASU, it's not just Jaden Rashada. They went out and got a lot of guys. And when Kenny Dillingham took over the program, they were dead last in the Pac-12 in recruiting. They're 8th right now. They're right behind you, Arizona, who's 7th. And for him to be able to do that from basically December to now, beyond impressive, absolutely beyond impressive. And his big thing is he's been working the transfer portal. He's out there recruiting, and he's got a lot of coaches who are fired up about recruiting in the area, going and getting local Phoenix kids, going up, to Flagstaff and going all over the area in Arizona, but then also realizing that I need to be able to win as soon as possible, and getting guys from the transfer portal and getting big names out of Oklahoma and Cal and Michigan State, and getting top prospects that way as well. I think he's doing a really good job of balancing those things, which I think we expected, because that was his skill set. He's a recruiter. That is something he's always been good at.
There'll be a quarterback competition between Jaden Rashada and Drew Pine out of Notre Dame. Also, BYU's Jacob Conover showed up as well. So they got plenty of guys. So this is just kind of exciting to see some good news come at ASU's way. A little later in the program, I know it's National Signing Day. Keon, will you break it down for us? Tell us the good news for ASU, hopefully the bad news for U of A, and just give us the general sense of what National Signing Day has brought to us on this day.
Yeah, I mean, basically, kind of picking up where I left off. For them, going from 12th to 8th is not just good news. That's like that's massive news.
Yeah. Well, I don't mean now, Keon. I mean later. We'll talk about it later.
Oh, I thought you were asking. Yeah, my bad.
I asked you for later. I just want to see if you say you're ready for that. That's all.
I am ready. Yes.
If you look at the clock, we're up against a break, so I wouldn't be right for me to ask you to summarize National Signing Day in 30 seconds. So
good point.
But when we come back, before we get into the National Signing Day stuff, Randy, I have more good news for you.
More good news for me
is huge for you.
Wow. Okay.
Ginormous for you.
All right.
This is something that you have been searching and trying to figure out your entire life.
No kidding. Okay, I can't wait.
We got the answer for you when we come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Hey, y'all, this is your girl, Cheryl Underwood, and I want to tell you something. My digestive system used to make me feel sluggish, but those days are over. Now I feel great. That's because I increased my fiber intake with the Metamucil 2-week challenge, and I'm still hooked. I just took Metamucil every day for 14 days, and it's really that easy. Metamucil traps and removes the waste that weighs you down, so you feel lighter and more energetic. Now I never want to go back to that heavy feeling. Are you ready for the Metamucil 2-week challenge? For a coupon and daily support, sign up at metamucil.com today.
The Vince Lombardi Trophy. The live radio broadcast of the NFL playoffs and Super Bowl 57 on The Fanatic is presented by Kasai Japanese Steakhouse, American Furniture Warehouse, Harmon Solar, IQ Wealth Management, Hemingway e-bike. Don't miss a moment of the action and excitement of the NFL playoffs and Super Bowl 57. Live from Glendale on 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic, your exclusive home for the NFL. Get ready for an insurance blowout. Homeowners, auto, businesses, we're blowing them out at ridiculous prices.
Let's face it, it's next to impossible to make insurance exciting. That's okay. At Cole Hayes Insurance, we're not about the flash, but we can save you cash. Cole Hayes Insurance is an independent agency that shops all the insurance companies they represent to get you the best rate for your homeowner, auto, business, or commercial needs. Contact Cole Hayes today online at mycommercialinsurance.com. That's mycommercialinsurance.com.
Arizona offers thousands of helpful resources for service members, veterans, and their families. But navigating the system can be confusing and overwhelming. Call 866-4AZ-VETS to talk directly to caring people professionally trained to help you. Get connected to resources and benefits at no cost. Just call 866-4AZ-VETS now. This message is brought to you by the Arizona Coalition for Military Families, the Arizona Department of Veteran Services, and Arizona's Be Connected partners.
You've heard the old saying, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. At no time is that more true than when it comes to your investments. Do you have a plan?
Hi, I'm Mo Ansari, host of Market Wrap and president of Compact Asset Management. If you're still in the hold and hope mode, it may be time for you to consider a plan for your financial future. Investors are becoming traders, and unless you can successfully move in and out of these markets, your investments could take a beating or you could miss out on a great opportunity. At Compact, it's all about the plan. I start by meeting with you to discuss your goals. Then we make a plan that fits your lifestyle. But when things change, we revise the plan so it's always customized to fit your current needs. Call me for a free consultation at 1-800-388-9700 and let's work together on your financial plan. Call 1-800-388-9700. That's 800-388-9700.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor, funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA SIPC.
Before becoming a professional announcer, I took the announcer oath, which forbids me from misleading listeners.
Just wrap your heads around the reality of that.
That means I speak the truth when I say you can listen to us on your smart speaker. Just say, listen to 1580 The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580 the Fanatics. Sunday, there's two things happening, and only one you should probably care about. At 2:30 p.m., it's the NASCAR Busch Light Clash, Randy.
Yeah.
Explain that to me. I've seen like a video of it. It seems like a very small oval.
Well,
where do they pit? How
well,
does this work in the LA Coliseum?
Well, they have the pits are actually outside of the Coliseum. They're outside of the track. You pit. I think it's through the what do you call it? All the
stands?
Olympic. The Olympic where they built the Olympic
Arches?
The arches. There you go. I think that's where the pits are. They're outside of the track. They run this race. It's first of all, it's a preseason non-points race. The only thing that's happening here is these guys are just getting out there. It's like an exhibition race, and it's inside the Coliseum there in Los
Seems
Angeles.
silly.
Well, it was an opportunity to put on a race in Los Angeles.
They don't
not
have
at
other
the,
tracks?
Well, they have another track, but it's not in Los Angeles. The other track they have, the California Speedway, is outside of the city.
How about they just do it at Santa Anita, the horse racing track?
Well, they could, but then there's all those dead horses they have to keep.
Well, there's already a bunch of dead horses.
Kicking out of the way, but anyway, that's the Clash. It was its second season in existence. Last year's winner was he won the inaugural, and he also I guess is looking forward to this. But yeah, it's short track racing. NASCAR says it's a big boon. I don't know. I haven't heard anything good about the race itself. So other than it's a lot of fun. It's short track racing, and
maybe we should all go for a walk on Sunday then. Maybe we should just just get out of the house.
It's exciting to listen to. Of course, our friends, Alex Hayden, Jeff Striegel, and Rusty Wallace do a great job of calling the race. But it's a short track race. It's and then they take it all down and they get set for football season. So,
well, Pro Bowl games is supposed to be on in the middle of the day. But we just didn't give a crap about it, so we put it on at 7 p.m. So that just tells you how good that's going to be. We've taken a live broadcast and said, how about after dark? How about if anybody wants to hear this, it'll be on at 7. We don't care. We're just contractually obligated.
And the great thing about the Clash is, it's the unofficial kickoff of the NASCAR season, because now you start working your way. We're inside 3 weeks to the Daytona 500. So
all right. Well, I figured that was some other thing you might be happy about, but it doesn't sound like you're that happy about it. So now I've got the thing you're going to be happy about.
You won it last time. So,
Randy,
yeah,
you believe in Bigfoot?
Maybe.
Listen to this. I know you do. Don't act like you don't.
Maybe I do.
Listen. A new study may have figured out what Bigfoot really is.
Okay, I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
Data analyst took a list of all the reported Bigfoot sightings in the United States, compared it to different animal populations, and it turns out the spots with the most sightings also tends to have the most bears, specifically black bears. And I've seen a video of a bear walking on its hind feet.
Oh, yeah.
Doing one of these things.
Yes.
So your search for Bigfoot can end. You no longer have to take time off from work to go look for Bigfoot. It's just bears. That's right. The link between the two is so strong, it even put a number on it. There's an average of one Sasquatch sighting for every 900 black bear sightings in any given area. It's a black bear, Randy. If you've ever seen a black bear walk around in its hind legs, and I has, it can look oddly human. I mean, I've seen the video.
What do you do with all the footprints, though? What do you do with the casts that I've taken out of the forests out there?
I've got you on this. On a rainy day, you can take a paw, it slides, and it just looks like a big old footprint, doesn't it? Just saying. Texas and Florida were the only states where this formula did not work, because those two states don't have a whole lot of bears, but they still have Bigfoot sightings. But they also have a bunch of damn dumb rednecks.
You're saying there's still a chance then?
No. It's not clear what those idiots are seeing, but they tried to use that formula to figure out the Loch Ness Monster. That one, however, still no idea. The theory is giant eel, but he says the odds of an eel that big hanging out in Loch Ness are kind of zero. But the Sasquatch is just a big black bear, Randy. That's good news. You don't have to search anymore. The answer has been given.
It's not good news.
I thought this was going to be a positive thing.
What am I going to do with all this gear now? What am I going to do with all of this gear that I have amassed over these years searching for the Bigfoot?
The Loch Ness Monster is still out there.
Well, okay.
I don't know how much of that gear is going to be helpful in the water.
Well, obviously the tents are not going to work.
Tent on the shore of the loch.
Giant traps that I had custom made, that's not going to work.
You can chuck those in the water, put little bobbers on them, like when you're fishing.
Well, I understand Nessie was 60 feet long. I don't think that she'll fit inside the.
All right, sell some of the stuff that doesn't work in an aquatic environment. Buy the things you need, like depth charges and a boat. That's exciting.
Okay. All right. I'm seeing a plus here.
Yeah, but the statistics of 900 black bears being sighted in the same area where somebody goes, I saw Sasquatch. That's kind of, and if there's so many black bears around, you think that the Bigfoot would be fighting them and you'd see a bunch of dead bears or dead Sasquatch somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Bigfoot's just a big black bear, man. Big black bear. I'm sorry. I didn't realize this was, I thought it was good news.
There goes my summer.
Well, no, now you can focus on other things. Yeah, I guess I misread.
I mean, first yesterday you bring the Sean Payton news, you bring me the NASCAR news. Now today you get me all gunged up, and then you let me down with the saying that the Bigfoot is not real. It's actually a black bear. I don't know what to
believe to know the truth. I mean, you still got Jaden Rashada for ASU. That's got to help.
That's a positive.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
It's a positive.
So, listen, Loch Ness Monster, another mystery I know that you have been pursuing.
Wonder if the Navy's doing with some of their submarines.
That's what I'm saying. Let's get a submarine. Let's get some torpedoes. Let's get some stuff.
Why would I want to blow up Nessie?
Oh, no. You take the bomb part out and you put a net. So you see it and you fire a net at it.
See, now that's thinking
the Loch
right
Ness
there.
Monster.
See, that right there, that's thinking right there.
I've seen the movie Water Horse. You think I want to try to kill that poor thing? No, I don't. If you've never seen the movie Water Horse, it's pretty damn good even for grown-ups. I'm not even kidding you. It's a live action movie and it's really damn good with some really damn good actors in it. Not even kidding. Water Horse. Look it up.
I guess those dates in July that I was requesting off, I guess I'm not going to need those anymore then.
Your passport updated? Go to Scotland. I'm just saying. I'm sorry. I mean, should I not tell you the truth? If I know the truth about Bigfoot, should I not?
I think the truth is still out there, and I think Bigfoot still exists.
Let's go to the text line. 888-368-1580. King Kitten says, Chupacabra, amigo. Chupacabra. You look for that.
Keep the faith, man. And what am I going to do with all these animal feeders? I've set up all those feeders all over the woods out there.
You're probably going to feed a lot of bears. So
they could use the food.
Yeah, they appreciate that. Thunder Snow says, Randy White, Monster Hunter. This would make a really great show on the Discovery Channel. Yeah, if you like bears. Watermelon says, hey, Randy, don't lose faith, brother. Just because no one's seen it yet doesn't mean Sasquatch ain't out there.
See, I like that. Thank you very much. I like that. Thank you.
Boogie says maybe Bigfoot and black bears are friendly with each other and they never fight. And black bears help Bigfoot stay hidden because they're pals.
See?
Boogie, this is probably not healthy, Boogie. This is probably not.
Thank you, Boogie. Thank you.
Good Cat says, thanks for ruining my life, Jeffrey. I've dreamt of being on a Bigfoot hunt for my entire life. Damn it. Well, you can still join Randy. I don't think he's letting go of this idea as fast as I thought he would. Bliss LaHaye says, as a Chicago Shears fan, I wonder if they're, is it supposed to say Shears or is that supposed to be Bears? What are the Chicago Shears, like scissors?
Is that like a official a 4-H shearing team? You have all these
chasing
animals,
around
you have-
sheep
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
right reason.
You shear them in like world record time.
Hey, we got plenty of people in Apache Junction will chase a sheep for the wrong reason. If you're chasing around with a pair of shears just to get some wool, I salute you, man. He says, I meant bears. Oh, okay. Well, you didn't type that, did you? He says, as a Chicago Bears fan, I wish there was some bear sighting at Soldier Field this season.
Oh, boy.
Come on, man. Have faith. Your quarterback is looking good. You're going to draft a bunch of great players. The future is bright for your Chicago Bears, Blissful Hayes. That's what I think. Fighting Wampa says, breaking news, the Arizona Cardinals have just canceled their meeting with Bigfoot, another candidate to be head coach.
Kind of hurts.
Oh, did you hear who's interviewing tomorrow?
No.
Jeff Saturday.
With the Cardinals?
Yeah. No, really. No.
Can I go home now?
I couldn't keep a straight face.
Need the rest of the day off, please.
How do you think I feel, man? I think Jeff Saturday did come out and say, yeah, I'm not really in the front running. Don't worry, everybody. I'm probably not getting the job. So that's good. Unnamed Texter says, pretty sure Jeremy Wade disproved the Loch Ness Monster, and Texas and Florida sounds like incest, baby. Just shoot the damn thing. Good Cat says, could it be the massiveness and sheer strength of Bigfoot that scares the bears away, or the Bigfoot consumes an entire bear, leaving no evidence? That is terrifying.
It is true.
Picking his teeth with like a pine cone. This is great. That was pretty good bear right there. Like sushi. It's Patrick says, no wonder Randy loves the Cardinals. He believes in Bigfoot. I don't get the connection there.
Yeah, I don't either, but that hurt.
Blissful Hayes says, our quarterback is a great running back only. That is not true. Give the kid a chance. Maybe get him an O-line or something. Silly Wabbit says, it's down to the Cardinals and the Colts fighting over the last remaining candidates for coach. Who's going to make the worst decision? Well, we have a new GM, and
So do we.
Yeah. Wait, do I have a new GM?
No.
No, I got an old GM. And I don't know if I blamed him for the past mistakes, but you got a new GM. I would say the Colts are more likely to make a bad decision right now than the Arizona Cardinals, because I can't confirm that our guy wasn't part of the reason for problems in the past. I just suspect it. So Chris Ballard, I thought, was really great at drafting and really great at putting a roster together.
I mean, the last time Phoenix hired a Monty, look what happened. The Suns went right to the damn finals, didn't they?
Yeah, but last time we hired a Monty, all the food was going out of the fridge in the break room.
Easy.
Listen, here's the deal. The Colts are going to make the wrong decision before the Cardinals will.
Well, I mean, there was that time we had to call the police, but
yeah. Well, okay. So
I'm missing an entire story here, but it's all good.
So, I really feel like it's not even up to the Cardinals. It's not up to the Colts. It's up to Brian Flores. You know what I'm saying? After that, then, whatever you get, you get. So Brian Flores is the one that has a decision to make between our two teams. It's not like our two teams are really going to do much about this. I just don't see that. Do you?
I mean, if they like any of these coordinators enough, then they may pass on Brian Flores. I mean, it's distinctly possible. I don't know if anybody wants to necessarily tangle with the lawsuit either. I mean, there's reasons for teams.
Why wouldn't we hire one of these coordinators? Because we have a new GM in the house.
Yeah, awesome part.
And there's going to be new decisions made. It's a new day for the Arizona Cardinals. New day.
New day?
Yes.
New day?
New day.
I don't want to see these people
I
naked.
heard what you said.
Rough Rob says, Steve Wilkes, back to the Cardinals. Bala 51 says, so Jeffrey, you're saying that Bigfoot is just the offspring of rednecks and some bears. Makes sense. Now, that actually could be true. Now, some hybrid of human and bear could be what Bigfoot is.
You taking a majestic animal like Bigfoot and just dehumanizing him.
How majestic do you know? Maybe Bigfoot is just a real jerk. You don't know if he's majestic or
if he's such a jerk,
a-hole of the animal kingdom.
Why is he so shy?
Heavy Metal Maniac says, my team officially sent Tom Brady into retirement after winning the last game of the playoffs. Go Cowboys. Really? That's what you're going to dine out on, man?
Wow.
Come on, man. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Let's be real. Retirement is expensive, and inflation is making it even harder with the cost of everything going up from pet food to a dozen eggs. Wouldn't it be great if the cost of your health care could go down? Well, Medishare 65 Plus is $99 a month for ages 65 to 74. And for many with Medicare Parts A and B, looking at other options, that's 50% or more saved per month. No gimmicks. It's $99 a month, and you can use any Medicare-approved doctor or facility, and you get 24/7 access to telehealth from the convenience of your home. Better yet, Medishare is a Christian nonprofit organization. It's a community that'll pray for you and encourage you. And since we've cut out the middleman, you get to keep the savings. Call now. You can learn more about Medishare 65 Plus. Here's the number, 844-SHARE-65. That's 844-SHARE-65, 844-SHARE-65.
5G is here, but the big carriers want you to sign a long-term contract to get access. Well, not anymore, because Straight Talk Wireless has rolled out 5G coverage nationwide with deals like our Silver Unlimited plan for just $45 a month and no contract. And get a Samsung Galaxy A13 5G for $149, all on a reliable 5G network. 5G coverage, 5G phones, less money. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise. 1 month equals 30 days. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. See latest terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
I know I need money for retirement, but what should I invest in? I also need money for the kids' college fund, and I'm not sure I have enough insurance. How do I balance all of this? I need a stockbroker, a financial planner, and an insurance agent? Ugh.
Hello, I'm Mo Ansari, host of Market Wrap and president of Compact Asset Management. Here at Compact, we provide a holistic approach to wealth management with a team of professionals ready to assist you with all of your investment and financial planning needs. We offer our clients a 3-stage process that includes customizing a portfolio to fit your specific investment needs, creating a financial plan designed to help you reach your goals, and estate planning ideas to help ensure that your hard-earned legacy is passed down the way you intended. Call me at 1-800-388-9700 and let's talk about how we can work together to enhance your overall life experience. 1-800-388-9700, 800-388-9700.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor. Funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA SIPC.
Will Shakespeare here. Back in my day, I invented over 1,700 slang words like swagger, bedazzled, and my personal favorite, besmirch. But even I have trouble understanding slang words like yeet or bougie or
this is fire.
Actually, it is extremely smooth Shakespeare vodka.
Okay, boomer.
See what I mean? But there is one word that describes the pure quadruple distilled spirit crafted from an 8th century Polish recipe the first time you try it.
So lit.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Shakespeare vodka. So lit.
Live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale.
This is KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K256 Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240 U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, buddy, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580. That's also where you want to text in GCU if you want to win a pair of tickets to watch GCU versus Stephen A. Smith at 6 p.m. on Saturday.
Stephen F. Austin.
Stephen F. Tompkins. That
F.
is
Austin.
Saturday.
Stephen F. Austin.
Whatever he said, that happens 6 p.m. on Saturday. We got 2 tickets for you. Just text in GCU to be a part of the drawing at the end of the show. And there you go. That's what we're doing for there. So, again, I want to apologize to Randy. I didn't realize that I was saying something that would make him sad when I told him that Bigfoot, they're determining that that's really just black bears out there.
I don't know who these people that are determining this. What kind of background do they have?
Well, in analytics and statistics.
Oh, is it
and-
more analytics? Oh, I see.
Well, it's not
I
sabermetrics.
see.
It just
So in the off season, these calculating, pushing pencil sharpeners with the glasses and the suits and the pen protectors.
Well,
they're the ones calculating that Bigfoot no longer exists.
well, it's showing you it's a mathematical impossibility.
Math schmath.
All right, then. 888-368-1580.
I had a very random thought.
Okay.
Just looking at the Tom Brady video. What if you were just some random person walking on the beach and then there was just Tom Brady over on the dunes retiring from football forever?
Mm-hmm.
Just,
well, I mean, okay, first off, you would not be allowed to be on the same beach as Tom Brady. None of us could afford to be on the same beach as Tom Brady.
Not us, but there has to be some random rich person's just walking by and there's Tom retiring.
He did that at 6 a.m. So at least that's when he released a video. So I got a feeling he walked down there, nobody was around, and he just got that done. But I understand what you're saying. And I don't think you'd hear him over the crashing waves. You just see Tom Brady out there looking into a canyon. You're probably thinking, ooh, he's got a girlfriend.
Yeah, like he's FaceTiming. And then
what's going on there?
But little known to you, he's just walking away from the game.
Yeah, you're also a Floridian, so you're probably not smart enough to piece it together.
Yeah.
Thundersnow says, Jeffrey, you promised we would do no math. No, I promised we would do no math. Nobody said anything about anybody else doing math.
Well,
so you can't say that. And you're probably right about Jim Irsay making worse decision than Bidwell. That's a good possibility. I don't know. I don't even know what to expect. Bruno Baller says, did you ever see the In Search Of with Leonard Nimoy Bigfoot episode? That was pretty interesting. I used to love that show. I used to love that show when I was a kid.
See, even you still believe, don't you, Jeffrey? You
Like
just
I
can't
say,
get
I
it out of
liked
your
the
heart.
show.
You
Doesn't
just
mean I
can't get-
bought that
You
crap.
remember all of those trips we took together before you, before you tried to act all grown up and everything. You used to
about
used to
acting
go-
grown up. It was cold. It was wet.
You
And
used to enjoy
every
going
time
out
I
to-
try to take a shot at an elk, you'd be like, "That's not Bigfoot," and the thing would run away, and
Well,
we never came back with anything.
We were there to look for Bigfoot, not shoot elk.
Listen, if I'm in the neighborhood, right?
So
I mean, I
what that
did-
it was a 12-pointer? Who cares?
I didn't have tags. It probably would have been illegal, but
Mm.
those are good times, Randy. Those
Yeah.
are good times.
Yeah.
But you can probably stop.
I
now,
refuse to give up. I refuse to.
Somebody would have. There's 360 million people
Mhm.
on this, little chunk we call the United
And
States.
only the ones that have been privileged enough to actually see with their own two peepers. And sometimes,
yeah, you're right. Because no way anybody could
gather
take a photograph.
photographic evidence.
No
of-
photographic
And what
evidence.
about the foot
No
marks?
video
Those are not,
evidence.
those are not bears.
They've
That-
got- they
Bigfoot
sell
is
those.
alive.
They sell those you put on your feet to make the Bigfoot marks. So you can mess with
Nah.
your neighbors. They
Next-
sell those. I can
next-
have them to your house in 2 days.
Next, you're going to tell me there's been a con job going on all these years about aliens too.
I don't know. I don't know anything about aliens. I can't tell you if they're real or not.
But yet you can tell me about Bigfoot. Uh-huh.
I'm just telling you what
Uh-huh.
scientists have
I
discovered.
won't believe those mathematical analysts as far as I could throw them.
Well, with your back. Good Cat says, when you said that Jeff Saturday interviewed to be the next coach of the Cardinals, we could all hear Randy having a small stroke right at that very moment. Randy, are you okay? Fourth Dimension's worried about you, man.
I'm okay. I am okay.
Did you believe me? Did you when I first said that?
For a split second, yes.
My heart sank for Randy because I was like, man, I didn't see that anywhere. That's the way to be blindsided by that bad news.
I gotta
my
tell
old
you-
friend he's pulled the wool over my eyes before.
I enjoy those moments. I'm not going to say what the situation was, but I did turn to a very shy little girl in a probably the wrong setting, and she was being very shy. And I said, "Hey, it's nothing to worry about. You can, but they are going to ask you to get up and make a few comments." What? Oh, that just felt so good. I do like that. Jeff Saturday, Arizona Cardinals head coach.
Well, we can only hope.
Even as a joke, it hurts me for some reason.
Donnie says, "What's the time is the Super Bowl tickets drawing?" Well, that is at 6:82. Be listening for that.
Yeah,
6:82. Baby Got Dak says, hi, guys. Could be worse with waiting for your coaches to be hired as Jabba the Hutt McCarthy is wanting to hire Cliff Dingleberry as an OC. Jeez, Cowboy fans have already suffered enough, don't you think? Is that true? Somebody had said that they were thinking that they would hire like Vance Joseph and then bring Cliff Dingleberry to be back to be the OC. And I'm like, what? That can't be real. Has anybody else heard that? I heard that somebody said that out loud with their mouth. I didn't.
Are you saying that the Cardinals will hire Vance Joseph and they'll bring back Cliff Kingsbury to be the
I
OC?
am not saying that. I'm saying somebody said they heard that.
Huh.
I think there's 0% chance of that.
So negative numbers there.
But when you think about it,
No.
they already have to pay Cliff Dingleberry.
Yeah, well, they
Might
have
as
to
well
pay
make him work.
unless he refuses to go out and look for work, and then the contract voids if he's still not looking for work. And he did take a one-way trip to was it Thailand?
Thailand, yeah.
He's A, looking for a new job, and B, looking for the real killer.
Well, maybe.
I'm pretty sure that's why that's happening.
Could be.
Wilbur says, since we're speaking about Bigfoot, if you have him over for dinner, what would you serve Bigfoot, Randy, if you had him over for dinner?
My neighbors, probably. Too dark?
Not at all. I just which neighbors, because I know you got one on either side and somebody behind you. He'll never tell.
We'll just leave it right there.
King Kenton says, In Search Of was on Saturdays at 4:30 p.m. When I was a kid. It was awesome every Saturday. Loch Ness Monster, UFOs, Kennedy assassinations, Zapruder film. Awesome. Yeah, that was a fun show. It probably doesn't stand the test of time. If we were to watch it now, we'd be like, yeah, okay. Silly Wabbit says, Bigfoot does exist. Have you ever seen Shaquille O'Neal's feet? No, that's that'll haunt your nightmares. That is the stuff of just terror. Jagdog says, what happens? What happens first? Cards get a coach or Randy finds Bigfoot?
Yes.
Now, I probably the Cards will get a coach before Randy finds Bigfoot. Baker's Cocky Hen says Bigfoot's actually a mix of multiple coyotes that piece themselves together like a giant Power Ranger. They exist and they're taking over the East Valley.
All right.
We are hearing coyotes at night quite a bit out here. Like, that howling. Woo, and I don't care because we don't have a cat. That's not my problem. Somebody else's. Where's Fluffy? Coyotes got to eat, Just saying. Blissful Hay says, who is the oldest current NFL player? Now the other guy has quit on his team. It's some lineman or something. He's like 41. I forgot his name, Justin somebody or other. But yeah, now the oldest player is a 41-year-old guy. Let's see. Bala 50.
I don't think Tom Brady quit on his team. I'm almost sure that his contract ended at the conclusion of this season, and there were options, but I'm almost sure that.
No, you're right. He was a free agent.
He was a free agent, so I don't think he quit on anybody. I think he just that was it. His contract was up, and time to go. And by the way, I don't know why anybody's surprised. He's 45 years old. He said he would retire when he's 45 years old.
He could have kept going, though. I'm just saying. He didn't have to. Nobody said he had to.
Nobody
he could have.
But he chose to retire at 45. Good for him.
Hefty Lefty says they should just make Cliff clean the dry erase boards in the new offensive coordinator office. That way he can learn what effective offenses actually look like.
It's time to rise up.
Flying Monkey says Randy finds Bigfoot. Cardinals hire him as the head coach. Oh,
Bigfoot
Coach Bigfoot
or me?
So would Bigfoot be? Would it be Coach Foot? You're
saying that they will hire
is
Bigfoot
Big his first name and Foot his last name, or is Bigfoot his last name? Then what is Bigfoot's first name?
Come on, everybody knows his first name is Sass and his last name is Squatch.
So what, Bigfoot is a nickname?
Yeah, Bigfoot is just a nickname. It's just a
so Coach
one of those,
Squatch.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That'd be an interesting press conference.
Oh yeah. With all the grunting and the fleas and bugs and things.
Well, hey, listen, I am sure they'll have the guys from Arizona Sports take a shower. So I don't think that's fair to assume that they're going to show up looking like that again. Just don't understand what your problem is, Randy.
Also, I guess the next current active player in the NFL is Jason Peters at 40.
See, I was close. It was a J. Yeah, 41, right?
Well, I guess 41 now. He was
what
40.
Is he?
He was 40 at the beginning of the season.
What does he do?
Oh, he's a lineman.
That's what I said.
Is he a lineman for the county?
I was just giving the exact name of the guy.
Are you going to break into song?
Does he work the main road?
Dude, we're not doing this. Bruno Baller says, did you ever listen to the show Coast to Coast? No. It's an overnight show where people have some bizarre stories. Yeah, it used to be Art Bell, and Art Bell decided to stop doing it when he died. And then some guy named George did it, and I don't know if he died or not. But
was it George Bell?
George Nouri, I think it was.
Yes, George Nouri, yeah.
Why do I know this? I don't know. I'm not even a cross-country trucker or anything.
The last station I worked at, Coast to Coast, was the show that was overnight.
I guarantee you a lot of people listen to that show. Hefty Lefty says coyotes have been very loud up on Phoenix Mountain Preserve at night. They talk a big game, but still won't come near my yard. Dog here is quite the effective deterrent. Oh, yeah, but you know what? They get hungry enough, that pack of coyotes is going to be coming after some stuff, and you never know what. You just got to watch out for your small kids and small pets, except for cats. Who cares? Wilbur says, so on the back of his jersey, it doesn't say Bigfoot. It just says Squatch.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is correct.
What do you do with Sasquatch if he was playing football? Was he a tight end? I mean, it seems logical he's a tight end.
Left tackle.
That doesn't make any sense. You want to use, because once Sasquatch catches that ball, who's going to take him down? Nobody can tackle Bigfoot.
Listen, left offensive tackle.
That is wrong. That you can't use the talent that way.
I'm just saying, a lot of left tackles are like, 7'1", 7'2". You got old Sasquatch out there.
It's a waste of Squatch. It's a waste of Squatch.
No one would ever get to your quarterback's blind side.
Yeah, but I guess nobody would ever tackle Sasquatch. You'd get a touchdown every first down. You just got to flip it to him. Blah, blah, blah. There's no way they'd be able to take him down.
If he were a tight end, he'd break all of Gronk's records. He'd break all of
Kelsey's
records.
Kittle, forget about
all of Tony. What's his name's records?
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. He would break all the records. I mean, it would take him exactly 2 seasons to break all the records.
I'm telling you right now, tight end, Squatch. That's how I scout him.
I don't know. That's how I scout him. As a Cardinal fan, I've been trained to ask for offensive linemen. So if we had Sasquatch on our team, he's going to be a damn offensive lineman.
Hefty Lefty says nose tackle. You got to plug that hole.
Well, you can still, if he's an offensive lineman, remember the refrigerator Perry? He came in as a running back on short yardage plays.
Rarely. That was a trick play.
You bring him in. You bring in Sasquatch as a running back and just watch him work.
No, man. I'm telling you right now. You could do that. Hand the ball to Sasquatch.
Yeah.
Same ending. So, okay. I'll give you that.
We had a guy that was 7 foot in high school. His name was Eric. I'm not going to give his last name, obviously, but
yeah, because the hell with him.
Yeah, but we called him Sasquatch. He was 7'4", 360 pounds, and he played on the offensive line for my high school football team. Sasquatch.
I think everybody had a Sasquatch. I rember in high school we had a Sasquatch. Always had the white foamy spit in the corners of his mouth. Well, I mean,
always. That's like standard equipment for those guys. Yeah.
You guys are funny. Hefty Lefty says the edge rushers would feast due to Squatch occupying the center in both the guards. See, that's what I'm saying. You got to get the ball into Squatch's hands immediately. Nobody could stop him. Nobody could stop him. And then they start loading up the box, trying to get him. You put him out there as a tight end, and he'll get the ball. You just got to make sure they don't send everybody at him. You know what I'm saying? Because once they do that, a little pass to a wide receiver, it's over. You know what I mean? You'll have man-to-man coverage always. So if you have a mediocre quarterback, no matter what happens, every first down you're getting a touchdown.
You think Kyler Murray would be able to see him over the
not
over
a
the line?
chance.
No quarterback would. Obviously,
no. You other quarterbacks could see Sasquatch, not Kyler Murray. Still too short. 888.
I think Kyler might be able to see under Sasquatch.
And you had the audacity to come at me
see
today
downfield under him
after we had the bright conversation about Sasquatch as a football player. You have the audacity to try to come in and ruin my day by saying it's a black bear. Please.
Pretty sure it's black bears, Randy. I'm just saying, if there is a Sasquatch, this is what we're looking at.
And now I need to bring him back to play for the Cardinals.
You find him, You get a jersey on him.
Yeah, I will.
You put the number 87 on his back because that's like a good tight end number.
I put
now
whatever.
Now you've
number
got
he
a Super
wants.
Bowl, Randy. Now you got a Super Bowl.
Whatever number he wants, I'll put on his jersey.
I'm not sure he knows numbers. I'm just
pretty sure
saying.
he does.
Random texter says, so I heard this morning that the Denver Broncos gave away a first-round pick and a second-round pick and give back a third-round pick to get Sean Payton. If that's the case, why did the Cardinals fire Kingsbury? Maybe they could have thrown Kyler Murray into the deal and got maybe a fifth-round pick for both of them.
Do you think that the Saints want injured Kyler Murray right now? What makes you think they want that?
Nope. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that.
Can't play for 10 weeks into the season, maybe. And if he comes back, is he going to be the same guy? The Saints aren't taking that. Give us the draft pick and we'll draft the guy.
Fighting Wampa says, if the Cardinals did hire Bigfoot as their head coach, the Blender would have him on once a week in a segment called Fourth and a Foot. You're damn right. I mean, no, we wouldn't. Sorry. You're on your own, Fighting Wampa. King of Kittens says, what's for dinner tonight? I don't know. What's for dinner tonight?
Well, I had tacos last night. Miss Kim brought home tacos. So
I might have tacos tonight. Yeah, Taco Wednesday might be good.
That'll work.
You gonna have some top ramen, Keon?
No, I'm going to a friend's house. I don't know what they're having.
Probably top ramen. Blissful Hayes says, is it true Sean Payton declined the Cardinals head coach position because he said Kyler didn't care about playing or winning? He only cared about getting that guaranteed money. I'm pretty sure I said that. I don't know if Sean Payton said that. That is unconfirmed, Blissful Hayes. If by Sean Payton you mean Jeffrey O'Brien, yes.
I didn't hear Sean Payton say anything of the sort.
I think he's politically correct enough to not do something like that. Baker's Cocky Ham says, what's the big guy's last name? McCulkner, Randy? What are you talking about?
McCulkner.
I don't know what he's talking about. Pro Dog says, say Coach Squatch 5 times fast. Coach Squatch, Coach Squatch, Coach Squatch, Coach Squatch, Coach Squatch, Coach Squatch. Can't tell me I did it wrong. Mr. Wilbur says, so clear the air for me. Would Bigfoot beat the crap out of the abdominal snowman in a cage match?
Wow.
If they exist, they're the same.
Well,
they're exactly the same.
Depending on where the cage match took place. Okay.
It's like polar bear versus a grizzly bear. It's kind of the same.
Here's my factor on this, because if you put the abominable snowman in a cage here in the arid desert and you bring Sasquatch in, I think Sasquatch whips his ass. Now, if
they're both out of their element,
but Sasquatch is more of an arid, kind of not freezing cold temperature
How would
animal.
you even know
where
this?
The abominable is a freezing cold temperature kind of. Well, he was on the damn Rudolph, that Christmas movie. Did you see the snow he lives in? And he was living in an ice cage when he caught all the claymation
flakes
things
on the animated special.
See what I'm saying? And then Yukon jacket, nothing. You know what I mean? And then you get the abominable. You bring him here to Arizona. Sasquatch got the edge. Now, if you go to Alaska in the wintertime, abominable's got the edge.
Hefty Lefty says Squatch versus Kyler Murray. That just reminds me of Jaws versus Odd Job and Goldeneye on N64. Yeah. That just means we're old. I got that, Hefty Lefty. Parlay J says only one that wants Cliff right now is Thai massage parlors. Yeah, no, I think you're right. Nobody else would want Cliff Kingsbury right now. We're running late. So Blissful Hayes says Sasquatch definitely exists. They're a kick-ass rock band out of LA. I've never heard them. But that's not what we're talking about. And now we must take a break. When we come back, I have a report that debunks something else, but this is sports related. It's not about Bigfoot, but it's about a big guy. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Did you know that the average price of a used car is up over 40% from just a year ago? The cost of living has gone up, and the cost for auto repairs is rising as well. The car you have needs to last you longer than ever. So if your vehicle has less than 150,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire, or with no warranty coverage at all, You need to call CarShield at 800-535-9902. We've just announced a low-cost month-to-month vehicle service plan to help save thousands of dollars on out-of-pocket expenses for future auto repairs. While the cost for new and used cars continue to go up, CarShield offers protection plans at an all-time low. Drivers who activate their plan today will also receive 24/7 coast-to-coast roadside assistance, courtesy towing and emergency tire, battery, and key lockout service. Call 800-535-9902 today to save 20% on your plan. That's 800-535-9902. Keep your car protected. Call 800-535-9902. Again, 800-535-9902.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 6 to 8 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by PlayGolfMyrtleBeach.com, the golf capital of the world. Hosts Mark Greenhelch and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Hey guys, it's Stephen McCollum from The Main Event, here to tell you about Access Property Advisors. When I need to buy or sell properties or get them rented out, Access Property Advisors gets me the best sales price or lease terms to make my rental properties profitable. Jason Sellers has an impressive team of professionals at Access Property Advisors, experts in just about anything you can need with real estate. So whether you want to find the home of your dreams, sell your home, or manage your rental property, do what I do and give Access Property Advisors a call at 602-614-5590. That's 602-614-5590 or visit accesspropertyadvisors.com.
Don't let your kids get fooled by the people they meet on social media. It may start as an innocent conversation, but those strangers are using their relationship to deal drugs to your kids. If you think tiny pills can't do much harm, think again. Fentanyl can end it all. Find resources at talknowaz.com. Don't let your kids get fooled. Talk to them and visit talknowaz.com. This message is sponsored by the Substance Abuse Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
Remember last year when you wanted to hear that NFL matchup, but you couldn't because you were at your nephew's birthday party and the Fanatic couldn't stream the NFL on their app? Didn't that suck? Well, those days are over, pal. Now you can listen live to every primetime NFL game on the Fanatic app. Download the app now at the Google Play Store or the App Store or at 1580thefanatic.com.
Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. So we know we got Villanova and Marquette at 6:15 p.m. On Monday, we got Texas at Kansas, Keon, 6:45 p.m. Is that going to be any good of a game?
I mean, yeah, it's going to be a fantastic game. They're, two Big 12 rivals. Kansas isn't doing what Kansas normally does, but as long as Bill Self is the coach there, I believe that Kansas is capable of knocking off anybody. And this Texas team, even after firing Chris Beard, still really good. They did lose Saturday to Tennessee, but they've had a really good year all year. I think they're still ranked in the top 10. So that's going to be a really good game.
All right. So that's Monday at 6:45 p.m. here on 1580 The Fanatic. Blissful Hayes says Bigfoot exists. Okay. He's a whack power on the Stern show. Okay. I have not heard Stern since he went up into space, so I guess I'll just take your word for that. Pringle says, any truth to the rumor that the Lakers are interested in acquiring Chris Paula Abdul? I would doubt that. I mean, is that an area they're lacking, Keon? Is a point guard? An aged point guard?
Well, not necessarily aged. I'm sure they like to go younger there, but they are missing a point guard. Yeah. But I don't know how they solve that problem. And they're missing shooting. And somebody who can go get their own shot. Chris Paul can give you those things, but what do the Lakers have that the Suns would even want?
That's a good point. By the way, LeBron went and got his last night at Madison Square Garden. They got a win, and LeBron got, what was it, a triple-double, triple-triple? What was it he got? I don't know. He did well, which doesn't make me happy. So I don't care what he got. But I did see a report about LeBron James. You know, LeBron James is claiming, oh, the Lakers get wronged by the refs. And it's not just the ones we've seen recently, because they did. They have been, to be fair. If you're going to be fair, you have to be fair. And yes, there were some bad calls against or just non-calls when it came to the Lakers recently. You know, the one that made him have his 4-year-old temper tantrum and some other ones. But when you hear LeBron James say, oh, this happens all the time. Yeah, I am always getting burned by these refs more than any other team. Constantly burned by these refs. It's just constant. Blah, blah, blah. Turns out LeBron is full of crap. According to a report, Ben Rohrbach of Yahoo Sports did some investigating, and he worked the statistics. And this is what he found. Not only are they not the worst burnt team, they're actually second place of teams where fouls or non-calls go in favor of them. They're actually gifted more by these refs. I have right here his findings right here. I'll show you on the screen, but since it's radio, I'm going to read it to you. Here's what he found. He found that the Lakers are second only to the Clippers in percentage of late game missed calls or no calls in their favor. 21 in favor. Can you believe that?
I can, because, you know, I love to watch the association and watch all the teams, and I do watch the Lakers. If you have eyes and you watch the Lakers, they're not being screwed over on calls all the time. You know,
guess who is? The Suns only have 10 that have gone in their favor in that same time span. Just saying.
Which I think you could also see. Just I don't know. LeBron feels that way. I mean, I think for him, some of the big calls haven't gone his way, but to say that they never get calls, the Lakers have been getting more calls than everybody my whole life.
You know who's being more screwed than anyone? The Mavericks. Dallas Mavericks had more total incorrect whistles, 23 of them. And here, let me just show you this in another way. 34 incorrect late game calls that have impacted Lakers games. 61.8% of them benefited them.
I believe
Let that
it.
sink in.
I believe it, though. I mean, because you watch some of the foul calls that they get, and you go, "What?" But I also know, you know, officiating, that's part of the game. Guys get superstar calls. Well, if you're the Los Angeles Lakers, I can't think of any other team that's going to garner more of those calls than anybody else. So I'm not complaining about it, but I do think it's funny since LeBron's been the one complaining about it.
I hope somebody shows all these numbers that I'm showing you right here to LeBron, and then he shuts the hell up. You know what I mean? Do you think he will? I don't know if he will.
No,
Do you think he will?
Probably not. Probably not.
You feel bad for the Dallas Mavericks, though. They're
Yeah,
getting hosed every which
I mean,
way.
I don't feel bad for the Mavericks at all.
Well, only on this point.
Yeah, I mean, and actually, for them to be sixth in the West, with that being the case, is pretty damn impressive, actually.
Mr. Wilbur says, get ready for a drum roll. Lakers get more calls than a hooker during Super Bowl week in Glendale. Hey-o! Yeah, with all the sex trafficking, it's really not that funny. It's not, yeah. It's kind of a bad thing, but you know, I know it's come to in this world because of bad people. We can't make jokes about hookers. I just, you know, it's a shame. But yeah, it's not, he's not hookers just wrong going out, oh, time to go to work. It's sex trafficking and kidnappings and ruined lives. So yeah, I think we're going to take a break from that kind of joke right now, I think. Thanks for making it weird, Mr. Wilbur. Just thanks for making it weird. Boy, you know, we were going to talk about this yesterday. We didn't get a chance to. It sounded like the plot of an 80s movie, which, you know, I guess this should never happen in real life, but it did. And again, in the 80s, we would thought, well, what a marvelous romp of a film. Now we're like, ooh, no, that's creepy. 2 weeks ago, the assistant coach of a girls' JV basketball team in Virginia decided to go into the game herself as a player. It doesn't it like she stopped coaching, put the clipboard down, and went and played. She pretended to be a player on JV. It's all, you know, you think, okay, well, What? Yeah, she impersonated a 13-year-old. She's 22. And I guess that this 13-year-old went to a tournament, and she was like, well, we're going to lose this game. What can I do? I've got it. Pretend to be a kid. Video online shows Arlisha playing in the game. She was not worried about staying under the radar. In fact, she was balling. She was just going all out. And everybody's like, wow, this kid's playing great. Who is this? They're like, wait a minute. She looks familiar. Word gets out. She gets canned by the school. Several other coaches, including head coaches of JV and varsity teams, they got fired because they knew about this. Girls in the team said, yeah, I think we're good for the rest of the season. We're out of here. Dad of the 13-year-old was like, coaches always preach about integrity. So this was kind of shocked to hear that my daughter was playing so well while she was with me at a tournament.
Wow.
Kind of makes you think about 21 Jump Street in a different way too, doesn't it?
just a bit.
Yep.
Kind of weird. Beer Bob says, yep, Keon, you're right. The more stars you have, the more calls you get. Mavericks have 1 star. That's why they don't get many calls. A lot of refs don't see the Suns as superstars. The Suns do seem to do better than a bunch of other teams too, though, in some of those moments. I don't know. Maybe they just like Monty. I don't know. Random texter says, Jeffrey, you brought up the video of LeBron having a temper tantrum versus the Celtics on that no call. Go back and look at that video and look at how many steps LeBron takes before he puts that ball up in the air. He traveled like 3 steps. That should have been called, not a foul. So he's lucky.
They rarely ever call traveling on NBA guys.
They're not looking at their feet. They're looking at their arms and hands, looking for the obvious fouls. But you're right. The traveling is a sickness in the NBA.
I know. It makes I hate that. That's like something that I just wish when the league decides to start the year with their random points of emphasis. Why don't you do a point of emphasis on walking with the basketball? The most basic and fundamental rule we have. And there are guys that I really like that just walk. John Morant, love him, but like, dude, dribble.
The 5-step dunk. How many times?
And I understand the way they interpret the rules now, that there's a gather step there too. And I still see people take like 5 steps and don't get called. I do not understand it, and I hate it. I hate it. It's killing the game I love.
Mr. Wilbur says, all right, how about this? Lakers get more calls than a hot Uber driver during Super Bowl in Glendale. Well, with what happened with Jameis Winston,
I just think you're going to keep stepping in these, Mr. Wilbur.
Probably just need to let this one go, pal. Just probably need to let it go. Just listen, we are getting closer to talking about just a whole lot of football. I got a whole lot of football to talk about. We're also going to let Keon break down National Signing Day here soon. But I think this might be a good time for us to share with you who your man of the day is. Okay?
All right.
I'm going to tell you who it's not. It's not David Rush. David Rush is an Idaho man. Now, a lot of times when we see Guinness Book of World Records, we think, good for you, man of the day, right? Until you hear his record. He just set the record for new fist bumps record. That's right. Here's what it is. It's a fist bump. It's the alternating fist bumps. So they did 273 alternating fist bumps, I guess, where they change their hand. They don't just go bump, bump, bump. They have to go bump, 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 or something like that. And they did 273 in 30 seconds, which beat the original record of 174. So they had bloody knuckles and all that stuff, and they practiced like crazy. And I just could care less. This is just not even a good record. They fist bumps.
Practiced?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Listen to him talk about it. He's like, well, it's very technical. It's very challenging. We had a problem with, he had a lazy left hand. So sometimes he would drift, and we had to work on the technique being just right, because you have to match up just right. Oh dear God.
Wow.
Why is this even a record? Mm-hmm. So no, it will not be Idaho man David Rush for breaking that record.
Okay.
0%.
All right.
Going to be an Arizona man right now.
Hey, there we go.
So the fella is walking his dog there, Smokey the Bear. Smokey Bear is his dog, and his name is Rich. He's like, I'm going to take this dog for a walk. And they're walking along a canal there, Old Town Scottsdale. A lot of people do that. People are walking, running, jogging, biking. That's a very active area. And he's walking his dog, and his dog's like, wanting to do dog things. What do dogs want to do? They want to sniff everything, check their messages, is what I call it.
Yeah.
They, want to look at people. They want to see other dogs, and other life forms will get their attention. especially ducks. And so he got up to this area right there, and he looked over. He's like, "Oh, duck!" And so he came close to the edge, and he's looking at, "Oh my God, look at the ducks! There's ducks in there, in the 40-degree water." And the dog lost his footing and slipped into the canal.
Of course he did.
So Rich is like, "Oh my God, I got to get my dog out." So he grabs the leash, tries to yank Smokey Bear back up out of the water, and then, in a comical fashion, he got pulled back down and flipped over the top of him. And now they're both in the water. And at that point, because of how heavy his dog is, I don't know what kind of dog it is, look like a pit bull or something, it dislocated his shoulder. So now he's in the water trying to hold on to his dog, trying not to drown, and he's in pain. So he just started yelling, "Help, help, help." So here comes Ryan Correa. He's like, I heard help, help. There's a canal. I didn't think, I just jumped. And he gets in there and he swims across the canal from the other side, holds on to Smokey. And so, the rich guy, he could get himself out of there. And then he's like, "Here, I'm going to push him up there, tug him, push him up there." And then he got out himself. He saved both of their lives.
Oh boy. Congratulations.
That's really Ryan cool. Correa, man of the day.
Absolutely.
Says, "I don't think I'm a hero. I just think I'm a human."
It's a very heroic thing to say.
Really?
He says, "I'm just glad Smokey Bear and Ryan are okay. I don't think I'm a hero. I just think I'm human. Or am I Dancer?" He didn't say that. Anyway, you like the Killers. That was just a little something for you there.
Yeah.
So, Arizona man is your man of the day. So congratulations to Ryan Correa and everybody for living. That's kind of a nice touch, too. Mr. Pringle says, "Lakers suck." Beer Bob says, "Jeffrey, when you do, they go like this and that, but don't stay what they are doing. It doesn't really translate well on radio." What? Jeffrey,
I
when
think
you
were talking
do
about the fist bump thing, and you said like this.
Oh, well, it was like alternating, like they're flipping their wrist or something, not going straight. They're flipping their wrist over. So it's a good point, Beer Bob. That is also something we didn't give a crap about. We weren't going to make him man of the day anyway. So
clearly was not man of the day. Why are we care? Why do we care about this?
Yeah, and you figured it out, Beer Bob. You figured it out. Big George says, "I'm swamped with work. Can you pick up some 2% milk at Vaughn's for me? Thanks." Randy, you're closer. You're in the west side.
Well,
can you go grab some?
I guess Big George, I'll be there in about 6.5 hours.
Yeah, after the show, so it might be longer.
Oh,
you can't leave till after the show.
Oh, I thought I got to leave right now.
No. We're going to pick him up some milk. It's after the show. So
it's going to be a little longer, Big George.
Yeah, and you still have to be back here tomorrow. So, we'll see what we can do, George.
Well, okay.
Figure you had a wife for that sort of thing. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-444-9336. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Providers help thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-444-9336. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-444-9336. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-444-9336. 800-444-9336.
There's no doubt that Harman Solar can save you up to 85% on your monthly electric bill. That's a fact. Bruce Jacobs here. But did you know it's possible to get solar for $0 down and no payments for 12 months? You can lease, finance, or even purchase outright. They have plans that fit everybody. Harman Solar is a family-owned, women-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harman Solar at 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmansolar.com.
The Vince Lombardi Trophy
The live radio broadcast of the NFL playoffs and Super Bowl 57 on the Fanatic is presented by Kasai Japanese Steakhouse, American Furniture Warehouse, Harmon Solar, IQ Wealth Management, Hemingway e-bike. Don't miss a moment of the action and excitement of the NFL playoffs and Super Bowl 57. Live from Glendale on 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic, your exclusive home for the NFL.
Remember when you could go to the doctor and actually leave feeling better? Hi, this is Dr. Stephen Katz. The problem with our healthcare system is the focus on the system and not on your healthcare. At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our doctors are experts in full spectrum healthcare using a natural approach. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men and women's health. We help people find relief when other doctors have failed. Our naturopathic doctors can restore your pain-free life using cutting-edge regenerative treatments. We can also help restore balance to your immune, digestive, and hormonal systems. Addressing your cause can also improve both mental and emotional stability. If traditional medicines aren't working for you, don't you think it's time to start feeling like yourself again? Call us. We're the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, Arizona at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161 or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
So, what's your favorite thing about sports? The excitement, the action, or the 5-meat pizza and the six-pack?
Bingo.
That's what we thought. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Are we about ready to get into some football here or what?
Boy, I
feel
hope
like,
so.
yeah. Let me clean up the text line here. Mr. Pringle says, Randy, if Bigfoot and the Great American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, ever tangled, who would win that fight?
Well, obviously, the Great American Dream. Ladies and gentlemen, I've wrestled bears. I've wrestled alligators. I've wrestled the Hulk. I have wrestled Andre the Giant. I've wrestled truckers that are like over-the-road truckers. The American Dream is undefeated when it comes to wrestling anything.
Yeah, I don't know about the Gators. Is there video of this?
Son, where I come from, there ain't no video of anything.
Well, yeah, mostly because you're dead. Thank you. 888-368-1580. Let's see. Wilbur says, all right, last try. Lakers get more calls than an egg salesman at a Vons grocery store. Well, I don't know. They sell a lot of eggs there. Just don't get it. Baker's Cocky Hen says, why is he going to Vons instead of Ralph's? That's the real question. Yeah, Vons is more expensive. Ralph's is basically the same thing as Fry's. It's a Kroger store. So, I don't know. Listen, I'm not going to question how he's a lawyer. Maybe he can afford Vons. The rest of us, we go to Ralph's.
Yeah.
We go to Fry's. All right. So let's talk some football. Sean Payton, he's, of course, talking about what happened. And he says, hey, look, guys, Russell Wilson has won a lot of football games, and I am excited about him. Is he just saying that? Or do you think he really means
Kind of
that?
has to say that, doesn't he? He's the head coach of the Broncos now, right?
You think he can fix Peyton? If Peyton can fix Wilson, you think he can?
Yes,
I think so. I mean, first off, he's had experience with quarterbacks around that size. So for him, that's one thing. And then two, you look at what Russell Wilson does well, and you go, he was in Seattle, he was well coached. That team was well coached, and then last year the coach stank, and everybody knew the coach stank. And that was also Russ Wilson's worst season. Maybe the correlation there is the coaching.
Yeah,
so as a coach, if you believe in yourself and you see a guy that's a Super Bowl winner, why wouldn't you think that?
Russ Wilson should know how to quarterback no matter who's coaching. That's just about calling plays and stuff. And so you should still be able to make a better decision and throw an interception. You should still be able to make better decisions. You should be able to see that guy's open, that guy's not. The coach doesn't suddenly show up and you forget everything you've ever done. A lot of that responsibility, I think, still has to be put on Russell Wilson's shoulders.
Sure, but it depends on what the Broncos were trying to do with him. We talk about this with Kyler all the time. It's the same thing with Russ Wilson. Do you get him out of the pocket or not? If you force him to stand in the pocket, Russ Wilson ain't seeing over those linemen either, okay? And we make jokes about Kyler, but the guys are 7 feet tall. You are not going to be Russell Wilson's height seeing over those guys. He has to get out of the pocket too. So was Hackett doing that? If he wasn't, and you're Sean Payton and you come in, you go, okay, I see what we can change here. I see what we can tweak and fix to try and get this guy back on his path, because yeah, he made some bad decisions, but I don't think after one season, you think a guy is irreparably broken.
You think Russell Wilson is mindless? Because if I am standing there in the pocket, like, coach told me to stay in the pocket, coach told me to do that. After a few tackles, I'd be like, you know what? I'm going to try it my way a little bit here.
Well, no, but it's just his way is also a little bit of scramble around, make stuff up as you go along. And he has teammates he's never played with before. So you either do what the system says, which does not exactly allow you to go outside the pocket, or when you go outside the pocket, your teammates are now having to adjust to you. You don't have that chemistry necessarily. And in the second half of the season, they did look better, and I mean, it wasn't significantly better, but the Russell Wilson we saw in the last 5-6 games of the season was a better quarterback than the one we saw at the beginning of the season.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
So here's what old Sean Payton said. He said, the pressure is on us to put a good run game together and reduce the degree of difficulty on his position. And I'm excited about him. Sounds like you're trying to, shift the responsibility elsewhere because, he's not capable. That's kind of what I hear. It's not making it easier for him to, you're shifting it to a different kind of run game. Now you got Javonte Williams coming back. He had that knee injury, and then you got Chase Edmonds, who only played a few games after he came in from Miami. So, I don't know. I don't know if Sean Payton really believes, but here's what Sean Payton's got. Sean Payton has a team that either way it goes, he's going to win. If they end up with a high draft pick next year because the team just couldn't win a game, Sean Payton's going to end up with his next quarterback. And if they do win games and he fixes Russell Wilson, hero. Either way, Sean Payton can't lose. And I bet that was in the conversation between him and Walmart. I mean, because Walmart owns them, by the way. You know that, right? Yeah.
How could it not be? I mean, when you talk about getting a head coach like that for the kind of money that they're going to have to pay him for the picks that they gave up, the conversation has to include, is our future with this guy at quarterback, or is it not? And because you have a new ownership group that's maybe not necessarily attached to Russ Wilson in the same way that maybe Michael Bidwell is attached to Kyler Murray, that makes it easier to say, all right, well, we're going to try this with Russ. We're going to see where it goes. And if we can't seem to get anything out of him, then you have to allow me to pivot out of that.
Plausible tanking. He will not be fired if the Broncos have a bad season. He won't be because they have a plan. It was talked about in the first or second interview. Guarantee it. King of the Kittens says Stater Brothers. Big George says Vons is the same thing as Safeway in Arizona. Oh, okay, yeah. That's where you like to get your meat. I don't like meat from fries. Quiet Cannon says, I remember a few weeks ago, Russell Wilson was texting Sean Payton. He was excited that Payton was looking at the Broncos, and we were all snickering at him. Turns out there must have been some bonding going on. Worked out pretty good. Well, we don't know that, Quiet Cannon. He can do whatever he wants. He might I want that guy. But the real bonding was between Walmart, the owners of Broncos, and Sean Payton. And that bonding is in the tune of $20 million a year or so. So I would imagine that Russell Wilson texting him, you'd kind of pat him on the head and say, that's a good boy. Okay, that's a good one. Yes, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what Russell Wilson wanted, thought, or did. It was all about the money and where Sean Payton thought he can come in and make a difference. I guarantee you there's a contingency plan for Russell Wilson still stinking.
Yeah, I just think that Sean Payton also, I think he's a guy that believes in his abilities as a guy who coaches quarterbacks. He's a person who thought he could turn Taysom Hill into an actual starting quarterback. It didn't work, but he actually had the gall to see that guy play quarterback and really think that. So I don't think that he's making stuff up here.
Navy Devil says, I wonder if Sean Payton will keep the hand clap in the playbook.
The hand clap?
Yeah, I don't understand it either. Do you get that? I don't get it.
You mean when he instead of yelling hike, he claps his hands?
I thought they threw flags on that. Screaming Eagle says, Keon, I'm a Broncos fan, and I like your thought process.
Well, you're welcome, I guess.
Pro Dog says Denver does not have a first or second round pick of their own until 2025. Wow. Sean Payton really believes.
That's
Well,
I
I
mean,
mean,
either they're going to get somebody in free agency.
But I mean, we all three understand that those draft picks can show up in a myriad of ways. So it doesn't really mean anything right now.
Big George wonders if Sean Payton going to work for the Broncos means he's also trying to position himself for a job as a Walmart greeter down the line.
Well, it could, and plus he's going to get a hefty discount. Being an employee, he'll get a hefty discount at the Walmart. So there's
Whistle
that.
Hayes says Sean Payton has the clap. Maybe. I don't. You can't prove he doesn't. Augie says, "Hey, don't forget that John took Drew Brees from a crappy Chargers, who Brees looked like a bust at the time, turned him into what he was, a future Hall of Famer." I think he means Sean, not John.
Yeah, not John.
I think he means, yeah.
Voice
Augie,
of text betrayed him there, I think.
Well, we've seen worse. We've seen worse.
We certainly have. Yeah.
All right. So this is an interesting factoid, and it starts to make you think, the headline: Giants have spoken to Saquon Barkley about his contract. They haven't said one word to Daniel Jones.
Well, your theory on that is they're gonna franchise tag Daniel Jones.
I think they at least talk to him about it. Why does he get so little respect from the Giants?
Well, he hasn't done anything until this year. He hasn't panned out this year until this year.
Literally going into this season, he looked like a bust.
And going into this season, they weren't going to talk about a contract extension with him. Who's to say he's going to stay on the Giants? Nobody knows.
And applying a franchise tag of $32.416 million. That's what you pay a bust?
I don't know that they're going to franchise tag him. I think maybe the idea is let's talk to Saquon first. He's the guy that really carried the team, if we're honest. I mean, they ran through Saquon Barkley completely. And then once you have the idea of, okay, here's where the money's going to be for Saquon, then you can turn to Daniel Jones and go, with what's left, you go, okay, this is the money that we have allotted for you. Take it or leave it.
Yeah, that's interesting, though. I mean, as much as they might be like, we have Daniel Jones, and we're going to have to pay him $32 million because there's just nothing else out there for us. They're not in a draft-friendly position as far as I can see. So I guess they have no choice. I guess the Giants,
it's either that or
surprise.
You really make the move for Derek Carr. Yeah, they're way ahead of schedule. I don't think they thought they were going to be a playoff team this year.
Derek Carr. Well, as you know, the Raiders have said nay to him getting to talk to anybody about anything. So why? That's kind of a curiosity right there. Why? I mean, they're trying to raise his value. Are they trying to maybe keep him? I don't understand that move.
I don't understand it either, because I think they made it pretty clear they don't want him. The way they treated him coming down,
they put him on the shelf.
Yeah, they could have just benched him. That would have been okay.
You need to tell me that the Raiders are not going to let him talk, even after he had that emotional letter that he wrote, to all the fans in Las Vegas, all the Raider Nation, about how he's going to miss them, and he did his best, and the world is turning so slow, and I hate to leave, but I have to move on now. Looking forward to my new city.
Yeah,
the Raiders are actually going to try to keep him.
I don't know. I don't know if they're going to try to
that's
keep
it.
him, but they're not letting him talk, and I don't know if there's some strategy they have with that.
The only strategy I see is everybody else getting desperate. You know what I'm saying? Let the dust settle, find out who's good and desperate, and really make them pay for it.
Which is good luck with that, because the no trade clause in Derek Carr's contract means that the most desperate team, which is probably a bad one, if Derek Carr looks at that situation and goes, "Oh, I'll never win a Super Bowl there," he could just say no.
It's very odd what the Raiders are doing there. I guess.
Yeah, this is McDaniels and this general manager working together. I have no idea what they're thinking.
Bucking Job says, I hope he gets rid of that quote, let it ride, or let's ride. I don't know. It's none of Sean Payton's business right there, right? I don't think Sean Payton can tell him what his slogan can be.
Sean's going to probably roll in there and go, okay, look, Russ, we have a promising future to get, but you got to get rid of the let's ride. The cheese factor on that is at a cheese factor of 9+.
Parlay J says, speaking of the run game, the Cardinals' run game and play calling has been non-existent for years. Well, we know that, Parlay J. That just seems hurtful for you to say that to Randy.
Yeah, thank you, Parlay J.
I don't know where that came from, Parlay J.
Let me pour you a drink, Parlay J. There you go.
Parlay J, you've only been on this damn text line since January 19. I don't know why you got to hurt Randy that way.
Yeah, I don't know why
you went a whole 11 days, 12 days without texting anything. Now you're just trying to break Randy's heart.
Go another 11 or 12 days without texting in again.
You heartless bastard.
Wow.
Fucking Job. Why did we name him that? Why are you fucking Job?
Because the other hooking we wouldn't let him have.
Aren't you curious? I'm a little curious on this one.
I am too. And I remember we talked about it while he was choosing it, and I just completely forgot.
Please remind us, fucking Job. All right, guys, that's 2 hours down. Uno more to go. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
NBA fans, it's time to bring home the hoops action to the palm of your hand with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. This week, new customers can bet $5 and win $200 in free bets instantly. Plus, for a limited time, all new and existing customers can get a no-sweat same-game parlay every day. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app today, opt in, and place a same-game parlay on any NBA game. And if it doesn't hit, you'll get a free bet back. Download the app now and sign up with code BET1580. New customers can bet $5 on the NBA and get $200 in free bets instantly. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, with code BET1580. 21 and over. Arizona only. Gambling problem? 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Bonus issued as free bets. Opt-in required. One free bet issued based on amount of initial losing NBA bet. Eligibility, wagering, and deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/basketball terms.
First, we decide where we want to go. Then we need to know the best way to get there. Hi, my name is Adam Barada. I'm the owner of Advantage Gold. We're the highest rated precious metals firm in the country. We teach people how to own physical gold and silver. Now, we've won the Best of TrustLink Award 4 years in a row because we educate our clients on how to buy gold and silver the right way. We don't pay celebrity spokespeople millions of dollars. We'd rather pass that value on to you. Call 800-900-8000 and speak with one of our experts. We'll send you a free gold kit along with my latest #1 national best-selling book, The Great Devaluation. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000. Get the best information, the best process, the best service, the best value. Call Advantage Gold at 800-900-8000. Call 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult with your financial advisor before investing.
Are you a planner? Do you like to plan ahead? Then, of course, you already have a plan to call Harman Solar, right? Bruce Jacobs here. It should be at the top of your list to get solar now and enjoy huge savings next summer. Up to 85% on your monthly bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Then you can plan what to do with all that extra money. Harman Solar is a family-owned, women-owned, local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harman Solar, 800-281-3189, or go to harmansolar.com.
If you are an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits, the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs.
KQFN Tempe, also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K242 Rolling Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. It's the, it's the time where I tell you guys, don't forget to pay your rent. It's February 1st. Just saying.
Yep.
I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien. That is Randy White right there. Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580. We broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And it took us a while, but we are now talking about some football. That's what we're talking about, football. You got the Super Bowl coming up here in a little bit over a week and a half. By the way, if you live between 9th Avenue and 9th Street in Phoenix, and between Lincoln Street and McDowell Road in Phoenix, you're not allowed to fly your zone there, your drones. It's a no drone fly zone.
Really?
So, yeah. So because there's going to be a lot of stuff happening in downtown for the Super Bowl.
Okay.
No drone zone is what they're saying, the Federal Aviation Administration. Then a 2-mile circle all around State Farm Stadium at 2,000 feet is a no drone zone. You got to stay away from State Farm Stadium. Don't be trying to get cute. You're going to get shot down and they're going to come to the house. Okay. So that is on Sunday. All right. So here, let me give you the whole rundown. So that area in downtown Phoenix where all the activities are happening, that's from Thursday, February 9th to Saturday, February 12th at 1,000 feet. You can't be anywhere near that in that area between 9th Avenue, 9th Street, McDowell Road, and Lincoln Street. Then on Sunday, February 12th at 11 a.m. until 3:30 p.m., you got a 2-mile radius at 2,000 feet. And then at 3:30 p.m., now it's 30 miles and 18,000 feet. Why did that change? They don't want you dumbasses parachuting in to the top of State Farm Stadium. That's why. So those are the rules. No drones, no flying airplanes.
All right.
No doing anything. So don't try to get cute. You'll be arrested. Did I miss anything?
I'm gonna have to talk to my my brother-in-law. He's a drone guy.
Don't do it.
Gene, don't fly your drone out here because they're gonna capture you.
It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. Bruno Baller says over under 1.5 drones get shot out of the sky over State Farm Stadium. Let's say under. I think it'd be one. I think there'd be one drone that tries. People are gonna be like, okay, first off, if you got a drone that is good enough to fly at that kind of range,
yeah,
it's gonna be expensive.
Gotta be a hell of a shot to be shooting drones out of the sky.
Oh, that ain't that hard.
Have you seen those things move around?
Oh, that's not too hard to shoot down a drone. Nah, no problem. Then they've got anti-drone drones. You know, they got the anti-drone drones with flamethrowers, and actually they have these little net things. They'll shoot a net at it, and it gets caught up in the other drone's propellers, and it just plummets. You know, there's no more droning; it's plummeting. Scratch Me Because says, is the government going to use a drone to shoot down the other drones?
Yes.
More than likely, yeah. Or something we haven't even thought of yet. I want to be on that team. I want to be on the anti-drone team because you know they got some fun toys. You know, all sorts of fun toys. I'm just really hoping for a flamethrower, really. Big George says, question for leader of the fourth dimension. All things holy. When will there be another Hall of Fame nomination ceremony? It's been several years, and our Hall of Fame seems to be harder to get into than the Baseball Hall of Fame, which I actually am perfectly fine with. The exclusivity of our Hall of Fame is a charmer for the ladies. Well, when you say leader of the fourth dimension, who are you talking to? Me or Randy? Because Randy doesn't. I'm the only person who decides when we're doing a Hall of Fame inductee. And the reason we haven't done that is because we were going to wait and do like a thing where we could have a live remote broadcast. COVID slowed that process down and we kind of stopped doing it. Well, eventually we'll do something.
Well, not only that, the committee, we've got to bring them in from all across the country, and then we've got to have the meeting.
Just me.
The Friday night bank. It's a whole weekend thing. A Friday night banquet. And then we take the
on
votes
a whim,
on Saturday, and then we can start tabulating. And then on Sunday, we make the announcements. We have a list, and then on Monday, generally, is when we let the fourth dimension know. It's a whole thing.
It's not even, I don't know, when I feel like it. How's that, George? When I feel like it. The Jet says, as a Hall of Fame texter, you're not a Hall of Fame texter. There's no HOF by your name. He says, I would have to agree that it's about time we have another ceremony. Last ceremony was fabulous. We've never had a ceremony. So, and that just puts you farther away from being in the Hall of Fame, Jet.
And Jet is in this group of people, and there's some of them that show up from time to time. that simply state as a Hall of Famer as though they can speak it into existence or trick you into going, oh, I forgot to put an HOF there. And come on.
Nice try, Jet. But it's actually hurt your chances more than Trump.
Yeah, the Jet. I'm sorry.
Mr. Pringle says, finally got through to 1-800 Next Step. They told me to bet heavily on Bigfoot repeating as social distancing champion. I don't believe that to be true at all.
Bigfoot does not partake in social, social justice, social media, social anything.
Beer Bob says, Big George, if you're swamped at work, just send the fourth to mention your address and we'll send you some milk. I'm sure that's all you receive. Yeah, no, we're not giving out anybody's address here. Boomer Sooner says, good day, gentlemen. It's almost football season.
Yes. Maybe.
Wait, what?
What?
If the next words are USFL or XFL, I will have a stroke. That could happen.
He wants a beer. Give him a cheap one. Because I don't
give him a cheap beer.
Yeah, it is something that's been lying around or something. Oh, I missed some texts earlier. Oh, I'm sorry. Rough Rob says Bill Walton is certainly certified to find Bigfoot. I'm sure he sees him on a regular basis. It's Patrick says nobody wants Kyler Murray, even if his knee is perfect. And Watermelon says it's fish and chips tonight, boys.
I would disagree with that, by the way. If a healthy Kyler Murray.
What do you got against fish and chips?
It's just a little chunk of fish and some French fries.
I don't know what the situation is.
No, I'm talking about the Kyler Murray part.
What do you mean Kyler Murray? You just said you would disagree with fish and chips. The texter just said it's fish and chip tonight. And I disagree with that.
There were two parts of the text.
I don't think so.
He mentioned Kyler Murray first.
That you disagree with the fish and chips,
with the Kyler Murray not being wanted, even if he was healthy. If he was healthy, then there would be teams that would want.
Sorry, I kind of phased out. I was just thinking about how good fish and chips would be right now.
They're pretty tasty.
Keon doesn't like them,
I do like them.
That's not what I heard. Turd Ferguson says, "Is Booker back? Is Booker back tonight? Is he back? Is Booker back?" He asked that same thing at about exactly the same time yesterday. That's all he cares about. Turd Ferguson wants to know, is Booker back? We got our Booker back.
I have not heard anything that says he's back, but then I don't hold the pulse of the Phoenix Suns lineup in my hands either.
Is Booker back?
Yeah, no. I mean, they said as far as the injury is concerned, he is rounding third, which means obviously he's close, but he's not back yet. They're going to evaluate him next week.
Sorry, Turd. Whistling Gerbil says arena football is back. I saw that. I saw some like press release and then the logo, and I'm like, oh, somebody's just making a joke here.
The Snakes are celebrating their 30th season. 30.
Yeah, but they're not arena football. The Arena Football League is different than where the Arizona Rattlers are.
Well, I know, I understand that, but you speak of arena football. The Rattlers have been part of indoor arena and all that stuff, and they are celebrating their 30th season.
Yeah, you think they'll leave the IFL and go to the AFL?
Well, I don't know about that.
2024 is when the arena football is set to relaunch.
That would be a Coach Guy's decision. He's the coach.
It may not be his decision. Maybe arena football don't want the Rattlers. Maybe the arena football is going to start a new team here in Phoenix.
Coach, and then he's the general manager, and then he's the president of football operations.
He owns the team in Tucson.
And then he's the CEO, and then he owns the Tucson Sugar Skulls.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't own them, but his wife does.
Oh yeah, there's no way. Yeah,
Mrs. Coach Guy.
There's no improprieties there. Zero there.
Mrs. Coach
and Tanya Snyder was not at all just a cover for Dan Snyder still owning the Commanders.
No. You have to believe. So, all right. I guess I only care about arena football if Phoenix has a team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, we got the Arizona Rattlers. So it'll be interesting. Are they going to
30th season for the Rattlers? By the way.
I need answers on that, and I'm surprised the Arizona Rattler fan has not, jumped in here to tell us there. So, Taco Kenny says, "What are the odds for the roof to be open at the Big Toaster?" I'd say about 100%, as long as the weather's good. There's really no reason to not have that open. It's beautiful.
What calls it the Big Toaster?
It looks like a giant toaster, kind of.
It's the Silver Nest.
I've already told you what I think it is, but you get mad when I say it. It looks like
it's
that real round
because
thing.
you-
It's the bottom of the toilet that covers that little bolt. It's like
It
a
is
little
not
plastic
part
thing.
of a toilet.
It looks like that. I'll show you a side-by-side comparison on the Twitter. You'll see what I'm saying. Keon sees it in his head. I can tell right now he understands.
This is Silver Nest. I wish you
It's a
guys
little
would just climb on
plastic
board.
toilet cover thing.
No, it's a Silver Nest.
Yeah, Keon is doing
Keon,
coach
stop
cover
it.
right
It's
now
a damn Silver Nest.
because he sees it in his mind.
Thanks a lot, Jeffrey.
I see nothing of the sort.
The Jet says, "Damn it, guys! Now I'm in the mood for fish and chips." Hey, is Pete's Fish and Chips still around?
I think so. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been there, like ever. Pete's Fish and Chips. Google it. King of Kitten says, "Super fan." Yes.
Pete's
What?
Fish and Chips is still around. They have 1, 2, 3, 4 locations, it looks like, in the valley.
All right, good.
I drove past the one in Tempe all the time.
Oh, yeah, there's one in Tempe.
There's one in
Random
Mesa.
Texter says, as an actual Hall of Famer, I am deeply honored to be part of this great group of people known as the Fourth Dimension. To me, you are all Hall of Famers. Did Random Texter just do they let them eat cake? It kind of felt like he did. Like he's like lording it over them. He just wanted everybody to know, I am a Hall of Fame texter.
Yes,
No,
that's exactly what he did.
Enjoy, peasants. Enjoy.
He's more like Tony Robbins or somebody like that, he's already rich
Tony
and successful.
Robbins?
And he goes into a room of people and he goes, "We're all winners here." No, you have everybody's money. There's no we happening. We're not all Hall of Famers.
First
You're
off,
a Hall of Famer, and
if I was a winner, I wouldn't need to be here. And second, if we were all winners, you wouldn't have my money. I'd have my money. So yes, you're absolutely right, Keon. You're a very good comparison there. Random Texter, you're Tony Robbins, you big toothy bastard. Bruno Baller says, am I understanding it right? The Pro Bowl is now a flag football game?
Yes.
No, it's more than that. It's a skills competition and a flag football game. And
Flag football game.
a little bit of dodgeball, and yeah, it's just pointless. It was pointless before. It's pointless now.
it would be more interesting if it was a literal flag football
It's
team.
even more pointless.
Where are they having this thing, by the way?
Las Vegas
See, why don't you have it where the Super Bowl's being held?
at the Death Star.
No, but you hear me? Why not do it where the Super Bowl's being held?
Well, then Mark
Part of
Davis-
the week's lead up to stuff. Why not?
Because it alternates between the Death Star and Jerry World.
It's dumb. They should just do it the same place.
Didn't they do it in Miami once? They used to do it in Hawaii all the time.
Yeah.
And then it was just a giant pain in the ass to always have to go to Hawaii. So they just stopped doing it.
Never a pain in the ass to go to Hawaii.
Never a pain in the ass to go to Hawaii.
Logistically for the NFL, not
see,
the
now-
players. The players love going to Hawaii. It's damn Hawaii.
Now, logistically, it's a lot less of a pain in the ass, isn't it? You you fly to Hawaii, you bring a couple cones and some flags. That's not a pain in the ass.
Well,
I bet everybody shows up for that. Kiss the Cook says, is it a black tie event? How about a nice office casual? Do we have to wear a black tie? Are you talking about to the Pro Bowl games? What are you talking about?
I think he's talking about the Hall of Fame texture group.
Kiss the Cook, I don't think you're in that group, man. I don't think you're in that group, man. But maybe. I mean, he's Kiss the Cook. He's been around. He would be a high consideration for Hall of Fame if we were doing this, which we're not right now. I'm not in the mood. Just not in the mood right now for this.
Who else, theoretically speaking, would be in consideration?
Oh, I'm not going there. I am not opening up that can of worms.
Because you're just going to have everybody in the Fourth Dimension
Yeah.
trying to make their case.
I mean, Kiss
right
the
now.
Cook. You said Kiss the Cook. I mean, is there anybody else, theoretically speaking, of course?
Yeah, I'm sure there is. I'd have to think about it, but I'm not going to. 0% going to. Text line is doing some weird crap right now. I getting repeat texts from 8 days ago, just popping up on the thing. This is very strange. Huckam Hottie says, I'd rather watch paint dry than watch this year's Pro Bowl.
Yeah, about the same value wise.
Has anybody actually watched paint dry? Like sat there and just watched it?
No.
It might be great. We should try it. It might be amazing. You never know. I vote you, Keon.
I will tell you that it happened.
You actually watched paint dry?
I didn't say that I would.
Oh, you're going to lie to us. Oh,
it may have happened. It may not have happened. But either way, you will be told.
Look at Keon with all the integrity of a coach getting into a girls' basketball game.
I still think I have more integrity than that. By the way, there's a video of
and she looks like a grown-ass woman out there, doesn't she?
She's not very tall. So for a little bit, you're like, oh, that's just a really tall high schooler. And then she starts blocking people's shots, or she misses a free throw and starts running and gets to the ball before all the other girls do. And that's when you realize, okay, that's not a kid. She's not moving like a kid. She's moving with the confidence of a grown adult.
What the hell would possess somebody to do that?
I think that first it was a thing where I'm going to try to be subtle. I'll get out there. We'll just play the game. I'll do what I need to do. We're going to win this game. And then she's out there and she started like reliving her past. And she's like, "Oh hell yeah!" And she's like, "I'm going down. I'm going down, swinging. I'm playing."
Don't swat somebody's shot that's 13 years old and stare at him. That's just.
Wow. She forgot herself, is what I'm saying. Let's see here. CK says, Randy, it is a silver toilet, and the Cardinals are the little nuggets at the bottom of the bowl. I'm no Hall of Famer yet, but I'm damn sure in the running for Rookie of the Year.
CK, with text like that, no.
Wait, CK, you're a rookie? Are you brand new this year? Well, no, you started December 2nd on the text line here, so I don't know if you're a rookie, and you may have actually begun before that. So I don't think you have rookie status.
With text like that, that's not going to get you any favorites with the Hall of Fame committee. It's not going to get you any favorable votes.
Nondescript says design of State Farm Stadium was supposed to be based on a barrel cactus.
Yes, it was. It's obvious to everybody who thinks it's a silver nest. The damn birds of prey live there. Okay, it's not a toilet knob. It's not a flusher. It's not anything. Whatever you were saying, Jeffrey, it's a silver.
You know what
nest.
else it looks like? You know when you had kids and you didn't want them to open up doors, and they had those little plastic things that cover the doorknob. So all you would do is spin it. It was a way to keep a kid from leaving a room. It looks like that. Cass the Cook says, yeah, Pete's Fish or Ace at the Q. I don't know what Ace at the Q is, but I believe you. Big George says State Farm Stadium looks like a silver vagina. Well, what? No, it doesn't. No, I got to stop you there, George. I think blow the whistle. Let's call it a 5-minute penalty for George, because I'm putting in 2 minutes after and 3 minutes for this commercial break we're about to have. I think you just wanted to hear me say vagina. If you wanted to hear me say vagina, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not just going to say vagina just randomly because you want to hear vagina on the radio. You try to get me to say vagina like I'm some sort of child who's just going to do whatever you want and say vagina, vagina, vagina. So don't ever text in that again about State Farm Stadium looking like a big silver vagina. Sure told him, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Hope we've all learned a lesson here, Big George. 5-minute penalty. We'll be back after this. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Vagina.
This is Brent Musburger's action update for Arizona's new home for sports, The Fanatic. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
The PGA Tour heading to the collection of iconic courses for the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am beginning on Thursday. 3 betting favorites to claim the trophy: Jordan Spieth, Matthew Fitzpatrick, and Victor Hovland, all 3 at plus 1,100. Maverick McNeely plus 1,700, Tom Hoagie at plus 1,900. The NASCAR Daytona 500 will be on February 19th. Chase Elliott, the betting favorite to capture the Great American Race, plus 1,200. Kyle Larson and Denny Hamlin both plus 1,300. Joey Logano plus 1,400. Red Hot winning picks at experts.winnersandwiners.com. Save 75% when you use the promo code ACTION75. Experts.winnersandwiners.com. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
First, we decide where we want to go. Then we need to know the best way to get there. Hi, my name is Adam Barada. I'm the owner of Advantage Gold. We're the highest rated precious metals firm in the country. We teach people how to own physical gold and silver. Now, we've won the Best of TrustLink Award 4 years in a row because we educate our clients on how to buy gold and silver the right way. We don't pay celebrity spokespeople millions of dollars. We'd rather pass that value on to you. Call 800-900-8000 and speak with one of our experts. We'll send you a free gold kit along with my latest #1 national best-selling book, The Great Devaluation. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000. Get the best information, the best process, the best service, the best value. Call Advantage Gold at 800-900-8000. Call 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult with your financial advisor before investing.
No one else does what I do in diamonds. Hi, Diamond Dave Cantor, the only wholesale diamond dealer open to you by appointment. I import diamonds directly from cutters from around the world. We have the lowest overhead office of anyone in the diamond business. No one else with fourth generation connections, direct diamond importing, and design and manufacturing works directly with you except me.
No one else can do what Diamond Dave does. Call him today at 480-397-2450. Reach him on Instagram at Diamond Dave KANTOR.
Homeowners age 62 and older, now it's time to act. This is Rob Canyon, retirement mortgage specialist and host of the Retire Right with Reverse Rob show on 1510 KFNN. Yes, listing prices are down, but home values still remain at very high levels. Don't wait to learn more about the new and improved home equity conversion mortgage. This is a safe and proven coordinated strategy in retirement, which will improve your monthly cash flow, lower your tax liabilities, and make your retirement portfolio last longer. Call me today, Reverse Rob at 602-REVERSE, or on the web at www.reverserob.com.
With LifeWell, help is here to support our community with counseling, housing services, and addiction treatment. We focus on adults and young adults with financial need. Learn more at lifewell.us and join our team to make a difference in the lives of others. We are hiring counselors, nursing staff, psychiatrists, and more. Start a career of hope, health, and healing at lifewell.us. This message is sponsored by LifeWell and a Virginia G. Piper Charitable Trust COVID Response Grant.
The goal to reach the Super Bowl has arrived. The final two teams meet in Glendale. The Eagles, the Chiefs. One team will realize the ultimate prize, while the other resets for another run at glory. Eagles versus Chiefs, Sunday, February 12th at 3 p.m. on your exclusive radio home for the NFL, playoffs, and Super Bowl. 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
The Fanatic. We're about to discuss International Signing House of Pancakes Day.
Huh?
Wait, what was it? What was it? The
International
it's just National
Signing
Day.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I'm sorry. But before we get to that, Randy, I'm going to let you have the call on this one.
Okay.
You get to decide.
All
This
right.
is your call on if this is penalty worthy or not. Okay.
All right.
Waldo texts in and says the winner of the Super Bowl will have more wins in Arizona than the Cardinals this year.
No, there's no penalty. That's actually that's fact.
Yeah, it is fact, Waldo. I saw that too. In
I just-
fact, yeah.
I just can't wait. I can't wait for our new coach and this new Cardinal season that's on the horizon here. I mean, all of you Cardinal haters will just dry up and blow away. Just like that.
Swave Dave wants to know if he's eligible for the Corridor of Fame.
No.
No, not when you call it a corridor, you're not. So, all right. So I'm really anxious to hear what Keon has to say about the International Signing Day of Pancakes for all your college football. And
not what it is.
I want to hear that Arizona looks horrible. I want to see that ASU looks great, and just get a bit general vibe on how things went on the signing day. So, Keon, take it away.
Well, I can't honestly tell you that Arizona looks terrible. They do not.
Just say it anyway. Just
I can't say it. Yeah,
Humor him.
Arizona
Just
looks
humor him.
terrible.
Thank you. I'm just gonna
Absolutely
take the headphones
awful.
off now.
Jed Fish has no idea what he's doing. Now that Jeffrey has his headphones off, no, that Arizona's doing pretty damn well.
he's lying,
National
isn't he?
Signing
Yeah.
Day. But Arizona State's right there. And when you consider where Arizona was before, this is what you expect from them. From ASU, they're doing things to win now, to win right away. I really enjoy that. Really
well, that's dumb
working.
because the season don't start till fall.
Well, yeah, but I mean, in fall,
Who are they going to beat right now?
In fall, you want to be competitive.
And instead of Dillingham guy was supposed to know what the hell he was
well,
doing.
he does. When I say right now, I mean the next possible season, as opposed to a slow 2 to 3 year rebuild. I thought it was implied. So you get to work in the transfer portal if that's the way that you want to do things, and a lot of teams have gotten very good very quickly doing it that way. So I'm very happy to see in the top 10 of the football transfer rankings, ASU number 10.
Oh, yeah.
You know, in
Yeah.
the top 10 in those rankings there.
And I don't mean to interrupt here, but
Oh, no,
I would
please.
say a lot of these transfers are coming from I don't know, University of Wisconsin. And that kid that went to University of Wisconsin from Scottsdale, Arizona. Brigham Young, Jacob Conover. He went to Brigham Young. He's transferring. He's a quarterback. He's from Chandler, Arizona. You're going to hear a theme here. Crew Jackson, he transferred from Kansas State. He's from Queen Creek, Arizona. There are a bunch of guys from the state of Arizona that went to, I don't know, USC, University of Southern California, the University of Texas,
Notre Dame,
Oregon, that grew up and came from Arizona. So already this guy, Dillingham, is having a huge recruiting from guys from within the state of Arizona.
If you ask me, ASU won International Signing Day of Pancakes.
I mean, you know, in terms of repairing the program, repairing the reputation of the program, yeah, I think they did. And the thing that's really cool too is that the emphasis on players from Arizona.
Yeah.
I think that when you take over a state school, your number one option, your number one goal rather, should be lock down the state. Do not let other schools come in from out of Arizona and take Arizona kids. Do not let the Texases, Alabamas, Louisianas, Californias of the world come here and take those students away. And what we've seen in the past and in the Herm era, sad to say, is that's what happened. Other schools came in, took the best players from here, and then ASU had what was left. I don't understand how that happens. If you actually care about winning, if you actually prioritize that, you at least have to prioritize, let's get the best guys from here. To be able to go to the transfer portal and get players and come in, that's huge. And I think Kenny Dillingham did a really, good job of saying this the other day, that when he went out to get players that wanted to come back to Arizona, wanted to come back to Phoenix and be a part of what they are building over there, they couldn't take everybody. Not everybody fit the style of what they wanted to do. And that's the other big thing, is to be able to know who fits what you want to do, who doesn't. Don't just bring in any 3-star, any 4-star, any 5-star. Does this person actually fit what you're trying to build? And that tells me he's got a very strong plan, a very strong sense of what he wants to do.
Yeah.
And I just think that is one of the most important parts. Like, the more I see this guy work, the more I hear him talk, the more I'm like, I think that this is the direction this program needs to be going in. Now we'll see him coach, where that's the part that we have to see. He hasn't been a head coach before, and that obviously is its own test. But just from the aspect of getting the players, putting stuff in the cupboard so that you can actually use it later, this National Signing Day has to be seen as a very huge success for Arizona State.
All right, here's a question. Nick Saban, it was sitting there on the broadcast hearing that Alabama's days were over or in some crap like that. How did he do with his recruiting this time around?
Yeah, I mean, Alabama, we're always going to talk about how they're going away, they're dying, whatever. And it's always exaggerated beyond, belief, because
wishful thinking by everybody else.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, they're the number one recruiting school in the country right now. They're ahead of Georgia, Texas, Oklahoma, Ohio State. Those are the usual suspects. Alabama had fallen behind Georgia in recent years. They've fallen behind Texas. For them to be in this situation where they're back to the status that we've seen them before, just number one overall, that should tell you everything you need to know. And I do think that is a greater emphasis on Alabama of going, okay, we did get out recruited the last few years. Some of the talent we normally get started thinking they should go to other places. And you get to remind people, we're bleeping Alabama. If you want a championship, you come here. And that's what we've seen.
Well, they got 4 5-star recruits back in December. So
for a grand total of 9.
Yeah, I feel like Saban is like, oh, hell no. And he's got a new fire to get it done right.
And he's got 18 4-stars, by the way. So, I mean, it's just unbelievable. And I know that the 5-star, 4-star thing, someone always texts in to say, well, look at so-and-so that wasn't a 4-star, wasn't a 5-star, and was successful. But overwhelmingly, the schools that get most of those players, and no rating system is going to be 100% accurate, those are the schools that are really successful. And so you see Alabama and Georgia at 1 and 2, well, who are the teams that usually are the teams to beat or seen as the teams to beat on an annual basis? Well, it's Alabama and Georgia. And so here we are again.
All right. So give us some more insight on National Signing Day. Who else has done really well and who did surprisingly bad?
Some schools that have done surprisingly well. After the season that Oklahoma had, I wasn't sure if they were going to be able to attract the kind of talent that they usually do. Because Lincoln Riley, hell of a recruiter, but I give a lot of credit to Brent Venables and his staff over at Oklahoma that they were able to get into the top 5, be recruiting at number 4. I think that's incredibly impressive for, that particular program. They're still going to be moving to the SEC at some point, and you're going to want to be able to compete with them at least on a talent basis. That's you have to absolutely think that. The school that I think is probably one that's done, surprisingly bad, maybe Baylor. I really thought that Dave Aranda, when he got there, did a really good job of recruiting, and they seem to have fallen quite a bit, and that's maybe concerning if you're that particular fan base. Another school that surprises me with how good that they've been, Miami, just because, again, another school that's been kind of disappointing. The fan base has a lot of expectations. I think the national media anyway had a lot of expectations of them, and they fell short of those expectations. And for them to go out, be a top 10 recruiting class, they're at 7. I think that's very impressive.
All right. Arch Manning is getting ready to be your new quarterback over there for the Longhorns. Does his existence already having been committed, did it help your signing day or did it not make a difference? I mean, how was the signing day for what Arch Manning needs there in Texas?
I mean, Texas was already recruiting really well. That's what a thing that Sarkisian's good at. If you want to talk about his X's and O's and the guy doesn't win, I'll grant you that. That's a fair conversation to have. But the man can recruit. And to have the number 1 class in the Big 12, to have a number 3 class in the country, they're right behind Alabama and Georgia. Now, that raises a lot of the expectations of what's expected out of that school, but you can't deny the fact that Arch Manning has a huge effect on guys want to go play with him. He's one of the most talked about high school football players in the entire country. He's, football royalty from the Manning family. That absolutely is a sales pitch that when Sark walks into to some recruits' home, you mention, hey, and Arch Manning's coming through. Maybe you might want to catch some passes from him. Maybe you might want to block for him. Maybe you want him handing it off to you. Whatever the case may be, it absolutely helps.
So Arch Manning, is he going to start right away, or is Ewers going to hang around, or is Ewers going to transfer portal? I mean, he hasn't yet.
Well, the thing is, if Ewers transfers, he's going to have to sit out a year because he's already transferred. He transferred from Ohio State to Texas.
Oh, the poor kid's got to sit there and take it.
So that's the thing. But he played really well last year. He had ups and downs, and he's going to have to be a more consistent player. But I think he's going to be given a fair chance to take that job and keep that job, when they start doing things in the spring and then going into the fall.
All right. Well, Randy, do you have any International Signing Day of Pancakes questions for Cam?
No, I don't. Where did U of A? Seriously, where did they end up in the signing day?
I'd rather hear about NAU, please.
They were 7th in the Pac-12. They were 41st overall.
And ASU was what?
ASU was 8th in the Pac-12. They're 46th. So they're only
close.
a few. Yeah, they're 5 spots. If you count all the schools, they're only 5 spots behind you, Arizona, which the last time we had this conversation on early National Signing Day in December, they weren't even in the top 50. So yeah, this is progress for sure. And again, this is what we expected from Dillingham. The other thing we expect from him is he's got a way of working with quarterbacks. That's his main reputation is look at the quarterbacks he's worked with and how successful they've been. Bo Nix, of course, being the most recent one up in Oregon, and the season Bo Nix just had. Get Dillingham working with a really good quarterback. I don't know, maybe a Jaden Rashada. That could be a recipe for success for the Sun Devils.
Well, here's another thing that with the Sun Devils. It used to be Sun Devils football good, Arizona football bad. And now it's turned, a little bit odd. Like the poles have changed. The magnetic pole of the Earth has changed, and it was like, oh, you Arizona football gooder, ASU football batter. And well, now if this season we do better than U of A, the next signing day, I bet we're going to take it all away from you, Arizona.
Yeah, that's step 3 basically. When you first step in there and trying to lock down the state, eventually you're going to get to the point where the other school is going to be competing for you for those resources. And it just seems like Kenny Dillingham made up that ground really quickly.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And the style of football he's gonna roll out there, it's gonna be fun. I mean, they're gonna spread it out, they're gonna push the ball down the field, they're gonna try and score a lot of points.
Listen up, you Arizona, we're gonna be gooder. That's all I got to say about that. Thank you for that signing day recap, Keon. Appreciate that. 888-368-1580. Number one Rattlers fan says there's 7 5-car recruits on the Kansas City Chiefs. There are 5 5-star recruits on the Eagles. Okay. I mean, at that point, the star recruiting, does it matter?
Yeah, it's just one of those things people like to keep track of when you go, okay, how accurate is this at representing players who are capable of making it to that level?
Gotcha.
It's decently accurate.
So the question, number one Rattlers fan, is going to be how many this is not the time to ask, I guess maybe in a few years, how many ASU players end up in the NFL? How many Arizona players end up in the NFL? I mean, I heard Arizona State University mentioned more during NFL broadcasts this year than I've heard Arizona. I mean, the guy from ASU, that running back. Oh, the guy from ASU, that receiver. I'm just saying that's the thing that I would want to kind of gauge, for I guess NFL success there. Big George says, I hope that Arch Manning ends up flipping schools from Texas to ASU. Kenny Dillingham can do it. I know he can. Yeah, I really don't know that. Yeah, is that like a vision board thing? You're just poking. It's probably not going to happen.
Vision board.
He's got his little arts and crafts, and he's just taping his things to it, and he just put he cut out a Sun Devil jersey and pasted it to Arch Manning's body. He's burning sage.
Whatever it takes.
Lost Toby says the problem is scholarships and tuition doesn't compete. State keeps cutting funding and raising tuition, so sport programs have to raise more. Yeah, but the NIL doesn't come from that. The NIL comes from the boosters and the outside. Right?
The school can't really organize that stuff.
Boomer Sooner says NIL, and thank you, Keon. Yes, you did a great job recruiting. Oh, you did a great job recruiting. I thought you said you did. I mean, Keon doesn't recruit anybody.
I just read the stuff,
Unless he's starting a cult. Are you starting a cult?
I am not starting a cult.
Why would you want to start a cult?
I'm from
you start a cult.
I don't know. I'm from Guyana. I feel like the history of cults there not great. Maybe just go ahead and avoid that one.
Yeah, I think we'll move on. Yeah, let's take that break. When we come back, we have On This Date and Big George's sports history and some other stuff. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Business people like it straight and to the point. So here it is. Bruce Jacobs here to tell you take control of your utility expenses by calling Harmon Solar right now. They can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with 0 down and no payments for 12 months. Level your energy costs. Protect yourself from inflation. How's that for straight and to the point? Here's more. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
One trip down Scottsdale Road, and it's obvious. Snowbird season is here. You know what else is on Scottsdale Road? The absolute best restaurant to take your out-of-town friends and family to. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. No one does it better than Kasai, where talented Teppanyaki chefs create the food, the fire, and the fun of teppanyaki. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse is dinnertainment at its best, where a delicious 7-course meal prepared right at your table with flair. It's a perfect choice for any occasion. Choose from over 50 different items and combinations of teppanyaki. Looking for great dining without a show? Well, Kasai offers an awesome selection of Asian-inspired dishes and tasty sushi. Happy hour deals daily till 6 p.m. and enjoy the outdoor dining on the heated patio. So whether you're here for the open, the big game, or just the great Arizona sunshine, don't just take your guests to dinner. Take them to Kasai Japanese Steakhouse for dinnertainment. Visit KasaiScottsdale.com. That's KASAI Scottsdale.com. or call 480-607-1114.
This is Aaron Warby, host of the Bulls and the Bears radio show, sponsored by Online Trading Academy. I am here today to make the statement that just because we're in a bear market does not mean that you have to be losing money. Just like Michael Burry and Warren Buffett, bear markets should be where real generational wealth is created. But most will follow the same broken strategy that lost them in the last bear market. We are inviting you to come to an intensive 3-day trading and investing class where we will show you the trading and investing strategies of the market wizards. This class is typically $299, but right now, for 66% off, you can join us in this class. Just call 8448-TRADER. That's 8448-87-2337 and tell the operator you want the $99 3-day class, or text $99 to 25029. That's $99 to 25029.
This is Brent Musburger. Don't miss Pro Football Blitz Saturday afternoons right here on Arizona's sports betting station 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
I'm having a hard time concentrating now. During the break, Randy asked me if, a Cyclops would get half off at Lynn's Crafters.
Inquiring minds want to know.
I just don't know. I mean,
Cyclops.
It's half the lens.
Well, what if he, would they call that just a glass? He's wearing his glass.
A monocle?
Oh, yeah, that's right. And I guess that
Colonel
he'd have to always be squinting like this just to hold it down. His whole face would be smushed down.
Well, I don't know.
Monocle guy goes, one eye is down, and the other is like kind of almost winking.
Can a Cyclops wear a monocle? I don't know.
I think he'd get a headache because he'd always be like scowling. And then he'd have no friends.
Well, you could go the route of and take a page out of the Minions, because the Minions, many of them are Cyclopses, and they have a strap holding their glass in place over their eye.
Mm-hmm. So you think he'd have a strap on?
Maybe.
So a
Could have
Cyclops
a
would wear a strap on.
Yeah, could have a strap on
instead of just like a monocle or a glass.
with
the thing over the ears.
Well, then he wouldn't
strap
have to,
on.
Then he wouldn't be able to pull it off. He would have a strap on.
Right. You don't want to pull off the strap on.
No.
But you got the strap on. You can't leave that on there.
Can't pull it off if you have the strap on.
Be less headaches if you had a strap on.
Well, that's kind of what I was thinking.
See, that's pretty smart there. But whether you'd get a half off or not, probably, I don't know. Probably not. 888-368-1580. Scratch me because says random thought. Scratch me because Nurse Scratch It. Huh? You're not. Are you trying to say you are Nurse Scratch It? I don't think so. Or are you? I'm confused.
Or is there maybe a romance forming on the text line?
Well, she hasn't texted in a few minutes, so I don't know. If you're out there, Nurse Scratch It, I don't know what this is about, but you probably wanted to avoid it. Bruno Baller says, Jeffrey, every time I hear that Japanese steakhouse commercial, you do make me wish I was there. It's a great place. It's some great food there, and it is everything the ad says it is. Absolutely guarantee that you will be well fed and entertained, and it's a great atmosphere down there. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. Just not going to do that here.
How's the steak and shrimp there? Maybe I need to take Miss Kim there.
Well, it's not traditional like you get a slab of steak. I mean, I maybe you can, but I'll tell you what, we did the teppanyaki and I did the steak, and I was kind of wondering how's this going to be. Holy crap, it's good. You tell them how you want it. I said rare. It was perfect.
But do they
think because it's chopped up
or what?
Sure, you can have shrimp too. So I've had the shrimp there. It's very good. But I thought, okay, the other thing is, well, they start chopping up the steak there. It's going to get overcooked. It did not. It won't be enough to eat. It was. And it was tasty. So trust me, Kasai knows what the hell they're doing. I don't know if you can buy somebody will have to tell me if you can get a full steak there. That should be my next effort if they do. But I'm fine even if they don't. Trust me. You sit down there at the Teppan chef comes out and does his thing, you are going to be well fed. and you're going to be happy you came. Serious. Absolutely.
Does he flip
Guaranteed
seafood
it.
in your mouth like you're some sort of a seal barking for something?
He did it once during the thing where he chuck a shrimp in somebody's mouth. It took him a few tries to get it in a little girl, but because I don't know, he was used to shooting up there and we're down here. I don't know, but yeah, I mean, it's not like the whole time he's like flinging food in your face.
I could see that. Yeah.
CK says, so is Dark Helmet coaching the NFC into the Death Star then?
So I think the question is
at the
Dark
Pro Bowl
Helmet-
games.
Yeah, the Pro Bowl game.
I don't know. I keep seeing these stories about where this guy is now an alternate and this guy is now, since he's not going, somebody else gets to go. Who the hell cares anymore?
The coaches of the Pro Bowl are Peyton and Eli.
Yeah, that's the coaches of the flag football. But as far as the other stuff, they are letting coaches come in and be like the coaches of note for the Pro Bowl, the same way they would if there had been a game. And I'm like, we got to knock this off. Give it an honor to whoever it is that needs to be honored. There doesn't need to be alternates. You just honor the ones who need to be honored and be done with it. All this stuff is silliness.
I think Dark Helmet just wants a long vacation.
He needs one after what he went through.
Yeah, yeah.
Against the Spread says, Randy, I was listening to the Bigfoot conversation earlier.
Yes.
And it was epic.
Thank you.
There is a small chance Bigfoot is out there, and I have a scientific explanation why.
Okay.
Bigfoot's ancient ancestor was a species called Gigantopithecus. That was broken up over two different sentences.
Yeah, well,
that's why I paused on that.
understand. Yeah.
This species lived during the time of our early Homo sapien ancestors and was attacked by early man. The species could have survived and crossed the Bering Land Bridge into North America. I would recommend watching the Freeman footage along with the Prince Edward Island footage. Keep the faith, brother. Pack the beef jerky in the wilderness just in case of a close encounter. Because as we know from the commercials, he loves the beef jerky.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good
Yeah.
point.
Thank you very much for those tips. Yes, I carry the beef jerky with me everywhere I go when I'm on my Bigfoot hunts. I don't like to call it a hunt because I'm not hunting. It's an expedition. I'm looking to explore and to uncover the secrets of Bigfoot, not to hunt the Bigfoot.
Armed only for his personal protection.
Yeah, exactly.
Can I say something? I was on a plane not too long ago, and I was sitting there on this
You don't
plane.
say.
Yeah, and you're thing where there's people sitting there next to you, right? And I had this big, like 6'6" fella sit down right next to me, and I'm like, oh, great. Well, there goes the armrest, you know. And he's crossing his legs, so his foot was almost like right in front of me, and I'm just like, but I'm all right with that. He seemed like a nice fella. And so, you know, whatever. And so I started doing strategic things. The moment he moved his foot, I put my foot up there so he couldn't put his back up there. You know, I know how to work my territory on an airplane.
Yes.
And so then I'm sitting there, I'm watching I watched the Bullet Train with Brad Pitt and all those guys. That was actually pretty fun. It was a fun movie. It's not a smart movie. It's a fun movie.
Okay.
Anyway, so I'm sitting there watching Bullet Train, you know, minding my own business. And this son of a bitch. I'd have given him the whole damn armrest. He pulls out a fresh bag of beef jerky.
Oh boy.
Rips it open, and the smell. Oh.
Gotcha, huh?
And I'll tell you what, he ain't sharing the armrest. I know he's not sharing the damn beef jerky. Oh, he won. Here I am being strategic with where I put my elbow, where I put my foot. He opens up beef jerky. No intention of sharing it with anybody. He won. I sat there like, oh, were
you in the middle seat?
No, I was over by the window. Yeah, I don't like to be in the middle seat because then just two people could annoy me on either side. I'll take my chances. One, you know. So I sat in the exit aisle. You know, like, do you take the personality? Do you take
responsibility
responsibility to
or-
sit here?
Yeah.
I'm like, yes. And in my head, your asses are on your own because I'm right here. Bye. Gone. But I always lie and say yes. But I sit there for the leg room. Oh my God, the leg room is amazing. And you sit there.
Yeah.
So I was sitting there, and then it was wedged up against the damn fuselage by the giant Sasquatch.
So Gigantor sat in the middle seat, or was it a just two
Middle
two
seat.
to an aisle? He was
That was a three. It was a 3V.
God. Oh my God.
Yeah. And then the lady,
oh my God,
the lady next to him was chatty. So there was a way I felt kind of like I won. I didn't get any damn beef jerky, but he had to talk to that lady.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just want to tell you, I'm from Prescott.
So did she get any of his beef jerky?
I think he gave her his meat. I don't know about the jerky.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1914, in the first baseball game ever to be played in the Egyptian desert, the Chicago White Sox and the New York Giants played to a 3-3 tie. Contest was part of a 56-game world tour that included stops in Tokyo, Paris, and London. It was organized by New York manager John McGraw and Chicago owner Charles Kaminsky to promote baseball across the globe. Back to me, Jeffrey.
One of the great personalities of baseball was Mr. Comiskey.
Comiskey, yes.
Yeah.
Let me just tell you. So 110 years ago, they were trying to do the same thing the NFL is doing now. Baseball has not left this country except for into Canada. I don't know why. But now it's taken 110 years. We're still doing this crap.
Well, baseball does play games. As a matter of fact, the Diamondbacks played in Australia, and then they played in Mexico City.
My point is, it's not like it worked. There's no, we're not playing guys, overseas.
Oh,
but I don't know. The NFL might be close to getting it done. Logistics.
I think the NFL has to do this a little bit more with baseball. I mean, the best Latin American players come over here. The best Japanese players come over here. I mean, it's weird. Baseball is really big in the Netherlands for some reason, and every now and then one of those guys comes over here. So it's just
starting up here very quickly. I believe in March, it's the World Baseball Classic.
So that's spring training happening in March.
Spring training does, but during that time, there's also the World Baseball Classic, where teams from around the world gather to play a series of games to determine which team is the best. It's the World Baseball Classic. Yes, go ahead.
Well, we are not playing teams from other countries, in our World Series. We're not playing against anybody outside of North America. How's that?
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, no point.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
I would just say if you include all the best players in the world, even though you're not playing other countries, it's not just all Americans playing in the World Series. You have the best players from the world making it to Major League Baseball. That's why I consider it the World Series.
I'll allow it. That makes actual sense right there. But it'd be more fun if everybody played everybody like teams and stuff.
It'd be fun. Yeah.
888-368-1580. Bruno Baller says, when they got 4 balls, did they walk like an Egyptian all the way down to first base? No, because in 1914, they probably would have been murdered for mocking the host country. I'm pretty sure I'm right. Number one Rattlers fan says Mr. Kaminsky also had a midget as a batsman.
Yeah, well, I was going to get to that story. He brought in a batsman who was 3 feet tall, and he also Mr. Kaminsky had the exploding scoreboard. Whenever one of the White Sox would hit a home run, fireworks would go off on this scoreboard, and they still have a representation of that to this day in Chicago at White Sox Park. They also he developed another thing. I know, but he developed this thing called the plate cleaner. It was a tube that came up and shot compressed air. Compressed hair
would be more interesting.
Well, compressed hair would be a lot of fun.
That'd be scary as hell. Especially if it's Bigfoot hair.
Can you imagine the kids seeing hair just blow up out of the ground for no apparent reason?
I think it would end baseball.
Compressed air to clean the plate. So he was always coming up with these crazy things. Him and some of the other personalities in the game. Yes.
Something glitched with the text line. I missed a lot of texts a half hour ago. I mean, a lot. So I'm going to rattle through them quick. We're not going to discuss. I'm just going to read them and move.
All right.
Bird Ferguson says Long John Silver's is much better than Pete's Fish and Chips. Prison Wallet says it'd be awesome if they got rid of the Pro Bowl and did the old skills challenge in Battle of the Network Stars in its place kind of thing. I can. He says, hi, Jeffrey. Fine. I'll accept the Hall of Fame recognition as a texter. It'd be an honor. Didn't offer it.
Yeah.
Megatron says, I'd rather listen to babies cry than to listen to texters promote themselves for Hall of Fame.
Same.
Random texter says, don't know if Booker's back. Don't know if Arena Football's back, but I do know this. Backstreet's back. All right. The Jet says State Farm Stadium does look like a toaster. Bucking Job says, did I win? Kiss the Cook says ACE, AYCE, all you can eat. Oh. How am I supposed to do? I don't do acronyms and I don't do emojis.
Speaking of acronyms, GCU.
Yes, that's right. We're going to be doing a drawing, but you're going to find out off air. I don't have time now. Cardinal Art says, hey, Cardinal haters, suck it. Pour me one, Randy. Give me a stiff one of your finest whiskey. I'm fed up with these bandwagon players and fans.
Thank you.
Thundersnow says, I'm more excited about Dillingham at ASU than whoever the Cardinals get at this point. Mr. Pringle says, has Keon applied for a coaching job yet? Oh, I'm sure he's applying for many jobs. Hefty Lefty says, you can buy a star. I saw it on an infomercial. Okay. Hook'em Hottie says, signing day doesn't mean much if you can't develop talent. Look at a Texas top 5 class every dang year, and I still can't even win a conference title. Nas Marcus says the midget batsman would summon the invisible swordsman. I think that was Free Amigos.
Yeah.
Radio Ron says, FYI, that 30-pack of beer is getting smaller as we speak.
It's like a 10-pack now.
Is he sitting in his office again?
Good.
Number one Rattlers fan says 44 days until, well, you know. Yes, Rattler fan, we know. And that's it. All the texts have been read. We'll see you guys tomorrow at 3 p.m. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
3 little words no parent wants to hear.
My tummy hurts.
And